Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian Live. Guys, so I've been rushing, as you can probably see, and I'm sorry that I am 3 minutes late once again. I hate being late. And also, we're gonna this is an important live. This is quite an important live. And I'm going to say this now. A lot of you guys have been sending me messages, right? Clearly, you've been sending me messages, and a lot of you have voiced your displeasure at me having Kwesi Boyd on this evening. And I know that some of you basically have said, well, wait a minute, not long ago, you were saying that this guy is a fraud, that he's a cheater, that you shouldn't do business with him, And that's true. I haven't had a lot of good things to say about Kwesi Boyd. It's very true. And I wouldn't actually ask him to come on if he didn't have convincing proof, quite damning proof, that people who I had once been, not harboring, but people that I had once believed in, people that I thought, and you know what, these people are good people, they're my people, they're black, they're British, no problems, not our problem, not my problem, let them do what they're going to do. Clearly these people have got things wrong because, these guys are black and British and they wouldn't do anything like that. Well, clearly I think I have to rethink that. And that's sad. It's really sad. And he's got convincing evidence that, boy, oh boy, oh boy, he's got convincing evidence that implicates a number of different Gambian-based YouTubers, property agents, those types of people, business people, all diasporans, by the way. He's got a lot of convincing evidence that suggests that I wouldn't go as far as to say that it convinces me. It doesn't really convince me that he was totally innocent, but it definitely tells me that at some point he was also incriminated by people who had put together a plan, basically. Okay, so all I'm saying is that he has evidence of that. It's rather convincing, and he's going to speak through it himself. He's going to speak to you about that himself, so you can see that for yourself. It's going to be rather interesting. So yeah, I know a lot of you have clearly questioned why I would bring him on. The answer is quite clear. Listen, he did work with Blaxit. He did work with her. He worked in that organization. And so he would be best placed to explain to us just what might be going wrong inside the organization. Why are we getting this type of reaction? Why is there so many people that have a problem? Not just one or two. There's a good 13, 14 people, and I had another email today as well. I'd say 13, 14, 15 people because I haven't verified all of them. 12 of them have all sent me receipts. And I'm like, well, why have you not got your land, or why has this person stopped communicating with you? What is going on? Clearly there's questions to be asked there. Don Langdon, hello again. And Mona Marie Heslop, hello. I keep asking you whether you are related to the goalie, the football player in England. Probably not. The former goalie, Shaka Hislop. Yeah. Angel Gail Howell, hello. Lovely lady, hello, hello in movement. Thank you for coming. Gail, hello, 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 Gail. How are you doing? Nancy, hello, hello. Sylvia Musa, hello. Oh, sorry about that. So good to see you all here. Swag Nation, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Tanya Cisse, hello, hello. Hi guys, hi guys. So, what I was going to say before I started saying hello to you. So we are here. We're at a situation. We're just waiting on him. Actually, he generally tends to be a little bit late, don't he? The last time I interviewed him, he was a bit late. He tends to come in a little later. So he will be here at some point. What I want to speak with you guys also about is, I didn't even want to bring this up right now. Okay. Marley Morris. Okay. There is some, oh man, and you know, I'm struggling to even talk here. There is some really convincing evidence to suggest that Marley Morris is part of all this. That he has his hands in the cookie jar. And I've seen the evidence with my own eyes, and I'm like, no, come on. And it's rather disappointing. This is really disappointing for me to see all these people getting implicated. My thought, oh, I'm going to just read a few of you. Yeah, I got to agree with you on this one. I've got to agree with you on this one. I've spoken to a lawyer about this, and he was like, a lot of people are going to, and the thing is, a lot of people are out there selling this, they are selling this dream. They're selling this dream. So yeah, the Marley Morris thing I'm going to get back to later. I wanted to speak with you. I had a message come through, basically. I had a message, comment, and it's from someone else I speak about quite often on here. It's from the Fresh Prince of Wakanda. He left a comment. Basically, he was questioning the company, the oversight. He was questioning it. And he wrote a pretty lengthy comment questioning whether I should be working in Africa and whether I'm licensed to work in these certain countries. And I'm thinking to myself, I might have been a bit ambiguous with what and how we operate. I have been definitely ambiguous with the way we are set up. Okay, I haven't been running around telling people how we're set up, and I think that's part of the reason why I've been telling people just email me. It's important, just email me. You want to hear more? Email me. Ask questions, and it's important when you're doing business on the continent that you are not afraid to ask questions. So this is a good thing that the Fresh Prince of Wakanda did. He's a critical thinker. So, you know, he set aside the emotions and everything else and started asking the hard questions. And this is really important. This is something we should all be doing. We should all be doing this, no matter who they are. I saw another comment saying, oh, it doesn't matter, even if it's a lawyer could turn his back on you, a lawyer could be working with an agent, you know, they need to get paid too. It's not like they aren't. So this is also true. I did save the message somewhere. I think I screenshotted it. But this is also true too. So, you know, it's important that you're really careful with who you're doing business with. Sorry. Really important. Kwesi isn't here yet, but he will be here very soon. I'm going to send him an email whilst we are having our chat. So it's important who you're doing business with. It's important that you ask the right questions. Don't get sold into the emotional sale. Okay? Be very critical with whoever you're doing business with, even me. Ask the questions. If I can't answer them, then maybe you should think about whether you should be doing business with me or not. Clearly, I can't answer all of your questions because I'm asking you to send me the emails and I'll answer whatever questions you want. I'll even answer the questions right here. If I see the questions in the comment section, I'll do my best to answer those questions here. But this is not about me, and this is not about oversight. This is all about what's been going on in the Gambia and what's been going on for too long and who's been involved in what has been going on. So it's just, we're in a situation where it's almost as if we can't trust anyone. It's horrible. I feel for us really as a people. And that's not me trying to give you an emotional sell. I truly feel for us that we have to sort of navigate this cesspool filled with these creatures trying to take what we have. It's crazy. Thank you, Winston Patterson. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we need to continue to do our due diligence on every single business, on every person that we're getting involved in. I mean, if you look at one of the largest property developers in the Gambia right now, is it TAF, right? We even have to do our due diligence with them, and they're the largest property developer. These guys that are doing massive projects, we can't even trust them. I've had emails about this company in my inbox, and the people are like, I'm not going to go into what they've been implicated with, but TAF is, I've had a lot of emails about them, too many emails from too many different individuals to just ignore and say, this definitely, something going on. And I can't, like I said, once I have more information, once I can discuss this with you, we will talk about it a lot more. But it's a shame. It's a big time shame. But there is ways around it, guys. There is ways around it. Yes. Yeah. It'd be interesting to hear your take on them, actually, Tanya. I know you don't like coming on, but it'd be interesting. Leave a message, let us know, and I'll put it up. Yeah, and that's a big time shame, because if you go to Nigeria, you look to Nigeria. If you want to buy yourself a nice house, you want to get it in terms. You don't want to get a mortgage, but you want to pay over time. You can do that easy. You can easily go to one of the large property developers. They're selling their houses like this anyway, so they don't have to scam people. They don't have to rob people. Plus, the market in Nigeria is a lot more regulated. It's very strict in places like Lagos to buy a house. Who's allowed to buy a house? Who's allowed to sell a house? Who's allowed to be an agent? You can't just waltz inside that place willy-nilly. Let's have a look. Sorry, you have to be so you can do that in other parts of West Africa. That's what I'm trying to say, but you can't do it in the Gambia. What's going on in the Gambia? How about what's going on in the UK? Stop making it look like there is only problems in the Gambia. Give us a break. Yeah, there isn't only problems going on in the Gambia. There are plenty of problems throughout the world at this present moment. Clearly. So things need to be put into perspective, yeah, but this is not an international news channel. I talk about certain issues surrounding the African continent, normally to do with scammers, normally to do within the West Africa region. That's what I've always done, and that's what I sort of continue doing. You can listen to the BBC, Al Jazeera, they're pretty good too. I don't want to start being a bit like that with you, but clearly, you know what I do. So I need to stick to the niche. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, Gambia isn't all negative, clearly. There are people who are still moving there. There are people who are still moving there, but there are wolves there. And for goodness sakes, they're not Gambian. Okay, they're not Gambian. They're not Ghanaian. Some of them are Ghanaian, but the vast majority of them are people who have come from the West. They've come from the UK. They've come from France. They've come from the States. They've come from Canada. Some of them looking to earn, make their mark in the property market, knowing that they can enter the property market without even thinking about it. I always think about these property agents, like the ones who are unregistered and unlicensed, like they are, those guys that used to go around with the trench coats with the watches inside, and they're showing everybody what they've got. Yeah, you want to buy a watch? It's just like that, because they are selling a service that they're not really allowed to do. They're not allowed to sell this service to you, and thus it's important. If you're in a position where you're with one of them, and like I said yesterday, you have the government who don't suggest you go through a agent in the Gambia. They're suggesting you don't do that for that exact same reason. I'm just going to check and see if my man is around. So, if he is going to be any later, what I will do is I will go through the evidence that I have. That's what I'll do, and I'll show you the evidence that I've been sent in. I'd much prefer him to come on sooner rather than later, because then he can explain himself what exactly is going on in the Gambia. It's a whole bloody network of people. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a whole network of people, and that is a bad situation. Like I said, like a cesspool. I gave up trying to buy in the Gambia. I now rent a beautiful apartment in the Gambia. Born property developer who lives in Birmingham. Wow. Okay. Never been ripped off, and his serviced apartments are okay. You should give us his number or his contact. Might get him some good business here, because clearly that is a service that a lot of people will need. I would probably even suggest that, because a lot of people are focused on buying at this moment, and clearly they're trying to make their money go as far as possible, right? They're trying to make their money go as far as possible by buying instead of renting. But the reality is, it's better if you're going to buy. It's better if you're buying directly from the people. So you need to develop a relationship with the chiefs, with the real owners of the land, and perhaps even with some of the people in the authorities. Develop a relationship with them. Tell them what your plans are, so they know your proclivities, and then just keep going. Go inside the Gambia, stay there for a year, develop, and then take your time. Do it that way. You shouldn't really. This company that I've set up is a company which has been set up so you can buy land without completely remotely, even if you want to. You can buy it remotely without sending money to some dodgy YouTuber. Okay? So, and I know I keep saying that, so I keep saying this, keep repeating ourselves. We never see the money, so it's and we don't know who the landowner is, which is the reason why I said we are the middlemen. Okay, we are the middlemen. So we set it up to make sure that middlemen, yeah. I don't like saying middlemen because that sounds like we're agents, but we'd be agents if we were, you know, we were part of the land selling process, you know, that we knew the landowners, but we don't know these people. You come to us looking for Kwesi Boyd's here, so I'm gonna put him into the add him to the stream straight away. Kwesi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, my favorite person in the world.
Yeah, whatever. No. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. And how's things there? I'm not going to start asking you where you are, but how's things been going for you?
Well, I'm actually in the Gambia. I left the Gambia. My mother passed away February 28th. So I went.
I'm sorry about that.
Right. So I went to the U.S. for a few months, and I've been back here, for about a month now. I made a trip to Ghana as well. However, I am back in the Gambia.
Okay. Yeah. You're never leaving there, are you?
What's that?
You're never going to leave the Gambia, are you?
I don't plan on staying in the Gambia. Gambia is a small country like that of like the small town that I come from. So I don't have any interest in being here full time, but it is a nice relaxation spot where you can come for 2 or 3 months, but Gambia is beautiful. It's beautiful, definitely.
Yeah, I was just speaking to some people here in the comments section. They were saying, the Gambia isn't all bad, clearly it isn't all bad because you've stayed there. There are a lot of people who have come and who have stayed there. But clearly, a lot of people want to come back, but they're having problems coming back because there are people over there who are not giving them the service that they have been promised. And hence the reason why I contacted you. So I just want to let people know I contacted Kwesi about this.
Right.
Because clearly you're in the best position because you have worked inside the Blaxit camp. You've been inside there. You know how things, the fundamentals of how that business was running, even if it was in the early stages. So, I'm just going to ask the question straight out. Clearly the Blaxit organization is having problems servicing people. Could you explain to us what you think may be the reason why they are having these problems?
Okay, I thought we were going to go on at 6. I had a couple people that wanted to go on, but I see you've been here for a minute, right?
Is it? Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. You've been here. Okay, I'm sorry. It's 6:23 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get right to it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I always like to give everybody a foundation as to, my role here, what I've been doing. I came here for the first time in 2015. So 6 years ago. All right. I've been living here. I've been living here for over 3 years now, living. And, when I first came over, I wasn't really looking to be a part of any group or organization. A lot of people weren't coming around that time. It was just a few people that were from the U.S. here, but it wasn't a large movement like we have seen in the last 2 years. So I've always been independent. I've always been an entrepreneur. So I never needed, I've traveled the world prior to coming here. So it was really easy for me to get up and come over here and see if it was a place of opportunity, and then relocate. And in doing so, I mostly interacted with Gambians. I started a training course here at my compound. That's where we are now. And off of my own coin, I trained. I brought tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I've trained over 100 people. I have many people that worked with me and that still work with me. So I came over really to integrate into the society as our role should be as returnees. We should come back and integrate within the society as opposed to creating a division, here in Gambia and other parts of Africa.
Okay, so what? I mean, I'm going to ask. I'm not going to ask you what the solution is, right? We know what the solution is. I've been trying to hammer it home to people what the solution is, but clearly, I know that we need to be careful when we talk about Blaxit, because you sent me the cease and desist notice that they sent you, right? So,
I mean, people deserve answers. There haven't been a lot of closure to the situation, the blow up that took place here last year. People, prior to repats coming over, saw Gambia as a place where they can come, and a place where they can have peace of mind, hope for the future. The opposite of what we've been experiencing in the West. And I have people who have invested during the time of my relationship with our Kathy, right? Those people still are looking for answers, and they quite haven't got closure as to the situation. Now, in that particular situation, whoever is responsible and whoever is found negligent in the situation, they are responsible for the loss of investment for the investors, right? So that brings us to this, right? Okay. Now, I sent you over some information, and I made some statements back before about what was actually taking place. So you had a prior situation with Blaxit and myself, our camp, all right? The Art Captain camp, the Blaxit camp. When I left from Juliet, I left on my own free will because of disagreements in management style, okay? That's why I left Blaxit. I didn't leave under any circumstances in terms of any stolen money or intellectual properties. That never happened. I left because I got to a point where I felt that my individuality was being compromised, and I was being, bullied to basically be an errand boy, or just basically a personal assistant to the Blaxit organization. And I was like, hey, it's time for me to move on.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this one question. What was the difference between your management, the way you manage things, and the way Blaxit, the way she managed things? How did it?
Hold on.
How did it differ?
Give me 1 second. 1 second. Yep. Okay.
Oh, please don't bring out something. So, as you can see, good. Yeah, he did send me a few files, and they're pretty damning. It's pretty damning stuff. I'm thinking about showing it to you guys, but I know that Kwesi needs to be careful, clearly, right? He needs to be careful. But we're going to reword things. So I'm going to reword things so that he can explain how things differed, how things are managed there at the organization.
Well, so okay. Let's put it simply. Right here this right here is a binder complete with all of the financial transactions, right, that
Yeah.
took place the whole of last year. And I'm gonna send this over to you. I was gonna do a live with you so you can see these transactions, but okay, it's over 500 transactions. Hold on. That's one page, but I'll get on with you so you can actually see it.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll find a way to show that to the guys basically so they can see this for themselves. Okay.
Well, let me share with you this. I send you over an email. If you have an organization, you have organizational structure. You have a CEO, you have a president, you have a vice president, or if you have a executive director, executive secretary, organization, communication. That's when you have an organization, that's the type of structure you have. If you look at the Blaxit organization, there's no clearly defined roles. Okay. There's just one person. It's a sole proprietor. Okay. It's a sole proprietorship. The Blaxit brand, most people confuse as a movement, a non-for-profit. It's a for-profit organization. Okay, so if she go out there and sell real estate, she can do that. She didn't say this was a humanitarian organization. It's a for-profit organization. She's a YouTuber. However, you know, at the detriment of the movement, you know, people are looking at that as if it is something that is a Congress or some type of institution for the movement, and it's not. It's just one person with flaws, as we clearly see.
Is it a registered entity? Is it sort of a legal company? Is it being registered? Is it LLC or something? Or and if it is an LLC, where is it registered?
At the time when I was with her, it was registered. You know, Blaxit was registered. But I think the bigger issue here is that, you know, there's been talk around Blaxit narrative about injustice, bullying, intimidation, mostly towards her son and what he experienced in the UK. Okay. Now, today, when you look at that organization as things come to light, we see those same type of things being applied to those who have the most faith and hope in the repatriation movement in the Blaxit organization.
Yeah. So I could see that she's using that. We know that she's using it as an emotional plea to corrupt people. To get people to somehow, you know, understand what she's gone through, because a lot of people have gone through that same thing. That, you know, she's not just the only person who's had problems with the British government. I have had lots of problems with the British government. One of the reasons why I left the country was for that reason. There's too much hassle over there. So it's I can understand why she left, and I can understand why she's using it as well to get people to follow her, to become a part of her organization.
This is the problem, okay? You have someone who's this enigmatic individual, as you say, and she's correct, charismatic. You know, she has this energy. She has this Jim Dandy persona, and it's like, okay, everybody sees her as somebody that could be trusted. All right, they trust her. All right, we say in the U.S. that people like that got the gift of gab. All right, she got the gift of gab. She talked a good one. All right.
Mm-hmm. She is really good.
So at the same time, we got to understand that people have flaws, and there's a lot of people out there that were hurt because of that beef of the separation between myself and Blaxit when I went with Art to work with Art Cafty. Mm-hmm. And my position has always been, when I left out of my compound, Juliet was one of the first people that I met. I saw Adrian online. I didn't know who they were. I just saw that they were in Gambia, and I said, "Hey, I'm in Gambia as well." And he was like, "Hey, stop by my house." I had no clue who they were. When I got to the house and met him, when I walked in the house, I saw Juliet sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, that's the lady that was on with Watermeyer." Right? That's how I met Juliet. I didn't, meet her, through her fame. I bumped into him at that time. She didn't have many. Watermeyer had just left a month or two before that. From the day I met Juliet, we were together. We were attached by the hip. Okay, I stayed the night over Juliet's house. This is my room here. This is Juliet's. That's Juliet picture right there. That's her nightstand. That's her picture over there on the other side of the room. Right. All right. I helped Juliet move. I got her. Juliet been at this property. All right. We brought Caffrey to school. So, when all those people out there talking, I'm here. You understand what I'm saying? And what you see now is that a lot more people are coming and they're seeing where the real problem is. They're seeing where the real problem is.
Kwesi, I know you need to be careful, right? I've seen the cease and desist myself, so I know you need to be careful. But
man, honestly, I don't give a fuck about that cease and desist. Honestly, you understand what I'm saying? And I told Adrian, I said, when people from the U.S. come over here and they see Juliet, it's going to be a problem. You understand what I'm saying? I seen this a year ago. And everything that happened with Phoenix 3 days before that blew up, we ran into Juliet. She said nothing to me. All right. And I told him, watch, when people come over here, it's going to start being problems. You understand? Because everybody's over here divided. Everybody's trying to get their YouTube numbers up. You got all these YouTube clout chasers coming over here, ganging up. It's a bunch of gang over here. You understand what I'm saying? Don't talk to this person. Don't talk to that person. You understand what I'm saying? And the Gambian people are seeing that. They're seeing that we're in confusion. And they're seeing that we're bringing confusion. And it's happening at the top level of the YouTube chain. You got someone with the status and notoriety of Blaxit going around, supporting people that's coming in, slandering people that's been on the ground, doing the most for the organization, doing the most and supporting that.
What's that about? What is that about? Why would they do that?
Because Julia is a very vindictive person. If you have not saw, she had one of her friends over here. She slandered this lady so bad because she started dating the doorman, and Juliet uses her platform to defame and slander this lady who's an average person. That's a disgrace.
Where does that come from?
All the people that's been hurt, particularly me, and I haven't said nothing. I just stayed in the background because I knew this day was going to come. And I've been building my evidence. And I send it to you and show you how they conspired to undermine me and the 50 investors that put their money into the project over here that was going fine. That was going absolutely fine.
Okay, can we talk about that?
Let's talk.
Let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Marley Morris. Marley Morris.
Listen, bro. Listen. Listen. I told you when we had the breakup, I had access. It's like out of Game of Thrones. You had spies. You had double agents. You understand what I'm saying? It was a war. It was really a war, and it was horrible because it affected the lives of so many hundreds of thousands of people that had to watch all of this drama taking place on this continent. Right, bro? And back, and if you look at my videos, you guys don't even see the half, but you'll always see me with Gambians. All right. I employ Gambians. I work the Gambians. I'm married to Gambians. I have Gambian children. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm someone that's fully committed, and I'm a brother. But you have this whole matriarch mentality, this matriarch culture. You know, that's why, you know, if you look over here, you got the Blaxit organization, Juliet and Adrian. You have Black Acres, right? You have
Yeah.
the Arrival. You have other people coming in with that concept, right? So basically, when people come, they're either going to, especially the YouTube, they're controlling the narrative of what's taking place. So either they're trying to get close to Juliet or they're trying to get close to Black Acres. So then they have the whole propaganda campaign. Once you get in their camp, oh, don't do this, don't do that. You know, people going around. Do I look like I'm a person that used drugs?
Do you look like?
A lot more people need to get on it because I do very well, have always did well. You know what I mean?
Let me just ask you this: so you're trying to say that that Blaxit, I was going to say something. That Blaxit, that she is part of that she is a symptom, basically, of this matriarchal sickness which has been going. I call it sickness because I know a lot of these people in the manosphere will see it that way. They'll see it as another woman who is trying to take control of everything, who is being bossy, but saying, "Hey, I'm a woman, so
okay,"
and getting away with things this way simply because of her privilege as being a woman. Being a woman of color, a lot of people don't think you have a privilege being a woman of color, but you bloody well do. You do. It's the biggest privilege you could ever have. Yeah, it's the biggest privilege you could ever have.
I think this is a conversation that had to happen. You know, you initially, when everything was taking place, I never took it personal, not even with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a person. I don't take things personal. I know I had associated myself with someone that was a highly controversial figure. Okay, so that's something that I had to deal with. But however, being that we had other people who are stakeholders, you understand? Like a network always say, if I choose to work with this person, the network don't necessarily agree with the content. You understand what I'm saying? I never got up there and said anything disrespectful towards anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Art, that's her network, that's her people. I don't get involved with that aspect. All I do is help with the business systems to monetize and to funnel, people to through a sales funnel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's my position.
Okay. So, so where do you think? What do you think she could do? Could she change things? Because clearly you must have believed in her ideology in the first place to have worked with her, right? Do you still believe in her ideology? Is it a real ideology, or is she just selling a Blaxit? Is she just trying to sell the emotional sell to everybody?
I want everybody to understand this because there's going to be a lot of people in court. Okay, I send you over information that showed a correspondence from a major, a top official within the COAD, the Coalition of African Descendants, conspiring, and it is seen that he's conspiring because he said, "Don't tell Kwesi." He gonna figure out the plan. He said things are going according to plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the lights just went out.
Oh,
Let me take this out.
Do you have a generator? You got a generator?
Huh?
Do you have a generator?
Actually, hold on a second. Don't even worry.
That's the real life there. That's the Gambian life, that is.
Yeah.
But, last time I was over there, the lights were going out a lot more frequently.
Let's get back to it. We need to talk about some things. I heard people and see people that was very, very hurt regarding their situation with Juliet. I've done. And I know a few of these people, and they dealt with me early on in the process. You know, the Blaxit organization has brought itself to this point. I've said a lot of things. If you go back and look at the older videos, there was a rift and there was a truce between our organization, Blaxit organization, our Kathy Hills and Fresh Relocate Africa, after the initial blow up. Everything was fine. We were all moving forward. We were all doing our own thing. However, there was still tension in the background.
Can I ask you a question? I'm going to ask you this.
Yes.
Did you have an emotional relationship with Blaxit?
No, sir.
Okay, it's all right. I can't remember who told us that. No, someone's just asked me this question.
This is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm telling you. A lot of women in my other room over here, Phoenix Rain stayed in that room. Art Kathy stayed in that room. I had over 10 people stay at this room in my property. Okay. I've spoken to, remember, I started out, I was the business manager for Blaxit when they first started. So I talked to at least 1,000 people. Okay. And we had the team in place to handle all of the workload. All right. Juliet didn't want to go to that point in her management style because of trust issues that she have. Now, I see Judy saying, "Where's the money that I stole?" Right now, there's people out there that, because they don't understand the implications, when they went out there defaming me and slandering me, that was at a point where we were actually about to start taking in revenues. Okay. So the people who are responsible for the loss, the people who are liable, look that up, Judy. And at that time, they brought so many people down with them into this madness that was supported by Juliet. And I send you over the proof. I got more proof. I got more stuff. You know, they got involved with somebody that was a real sloppy person. And all the information that she was putting out in private, it was coming directly to me as texts and videos. You know, they were conspiring at Mo's to cause me bodily harm. You know, I've had threats from these people. I've been through so much shit because of what Juliet conspired. And I want her to get her ass up here. And Adrian, because she is a disgrace. She's a Pan-Africanist, someone bringing together, you know, diaspora, and behind the scenes, she's creating villainy, division, hate, lies. Juliet is a compulsive liar. All right.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post this. I'm going to post the link right now. So if she is watching, she can come in. Guys, a little later on in the conversation, I'm going to allow you guys to come in. Perhaps when Kwesi is gone, because I know it's probably just better that way. But I'm going to post this link for Blaxit if she wants to come in, just so it's there. It's just there. And I mean, hopefully we could clear this up once and for all, because clearly she
at this point, it's accountability. All right. Everybody wanted to hold me accountable, but you see, nothing really came out of it because there was nothing there. You understand? I didn't go into hiding. I wasn't doing nothing. If there was anything that, now I could have pressed the issue, but I didn't, because everything has a time, right? Everything has a time, you know. And this, we really needed to see what was behind all of that. I mean, anybody with any common sense could have put it together and saw that it was a riff. You said in the video the other day, right? You said in the video the other day, it wasn't like, you know, two people are making accusations. you know, you got people coming with more and more and more and more information, right?
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
me, it
I
was only
do.
two. With me, it was only two people.
Yeah,
With
Phoenix
me, it
Rain.
was
Well,
only three.
Phoenix Rain had a lot to say about you and about your organization. Was Phoenix Rain? I mean, was she in sort of the pocket of Blaxit? Were them two
She was
working with each
she was
other?
listen. She was a stooge. She was. Hey, bro, I send you over evidence. You know how much stuff I got? Evidence. I sent you over evidence.
Yeah,
Did you saw the evidence of the
I
correspondence?
saw
There's a
it.
video.
I
There's a
s
video.
yeah.
I got some recordings as well that shows that the members of Code, right, and Blaxit encourage the slander of pretty much and to bring uh to destabilize what they did. They pretty much destabilized the economy over here because it affected tourism. So they're bringing instability to the country, right, by creating
Hmm.
all this negative propaganda around diaspora in the Gambia. And then you got all of this stuff going on with land. That's why I moved away from the land thing, because it wasn't being done right.
There were the clearly there is still problems now. So that's what I asked you earlier directly. What are they doing wrong? I know you said, I know you was a little bit ambiguous
Okay,
with your answer. You
listen.
said it's a management thing. What about it? Their
Okay.
management style is messed up.
Well, listen. You know, as a sole proprietor, you can't run the type of business that's coming this way as a sole proprietor. You have to have systems. You have to have a
I know this.
management.
I've
Okay,
learned this the
you
hard
know.
way. Yeah, I've learned this the hard way. It's difficult. But the thing is, you have all these problems. You have all these people with all these problems. It doesn't cost a lot of money to get a couple of more administrators, especially in the Gambia, to get yourself two more administrators who can just rifle through these 15 people, get them what
Well,
they
well,
want,
well,
push them
well you,
forward, make sure they start communicating. So if Blaxit doesn't want to communicate with the people who are owed this money or owed this land, if she doesn't want to communicate with them, she has an organization there. She doesn't have to communicate with them. She can have the administrators speak to them directly so they have a caseload, 5 people that they need to focus on every single day. She can pull out a bit of dough and she can get that done in 3 months' time. She can get everybody sorted out and she can carry on about her business. And then she will
well,
have something to say. I sorted this out. You see, I don't allow problems. I'm not a scammer. She could do this, but
okay.
it doesn't seem she's going down that road. It seems as if she thinks she's being attacked. Oh, I'm being attacked. People are threatening me, and yada yada yada. And she's trying to reach out to her
Yo,
audience to
yo,
show
she's
that
doing
we
the
are
same.
somehow against this.
She's
Sorry?
doing the same thing. You know, they play the victim. When you have that
Yeah.
matriarch, they're playing the victim by the whole time being the villain. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Playing the victim. And people from the Western UK not slow. When I came over here, I was like, oh, they're gonna see through this. People gonna come over here, and I saw time after time people come over here, including our Cafty, be dissatisfied with the Blaxit organization after one meeting. One meeting, they walk
Wow.
away hugely disappointed.
Right. So clearly, she can do something, but she's
Hmm?
choosing not to. Is that what
Uh,
you're saying? Or she?
listen, listen. What I'm saying pretty much is that you have you can't promote Pan-Africanism and you're causing division. You're causing instability in a foreign country. You're causing toxic environment where threats are being made and the potential of violence is beginning to brew. All right. And then I'm with the president and all of this automatic citizenship. No, you can't do both of that and then be sloppy and doing underhanded stuff and doing, creating villainy. You
A
understand
lot
what I'm
of
saying?
people, yeah, a lot of young Gambians are not happy with the fact that um, she's not speaking to other people about this. It's almost as if she's trampling on the sovereignty of the Gambian people. And I suppose a lot of people who would also want a country where they can say this is our country. Clearly, it would benefit her if she's selling land as well. It would benefit her if people would have an access to automatic citizenship in the Gambia, a place where they speak English and they could just all go to. Who are they going to buy their land from? Clearly, you know who they're going to buy their land from. It's a problem because she's not thinking about the local normal Gambians at this moment. She thinks
Who is
that
that? Who's that?
uh, Blaxit. I need to call it Blaxit. Blaxit is not thinking. That's what this. I'm not saying this myself. I'm telling you um, what these young Gambians have been saying about her. And I know she's been very unwilling. She's unwilling to speak to anybody about it. And it's not making her look good. It's not making her look good because it makes it look like she has ulterior motives for wanting automatic citizenship. Do you think she has
And
ulterior motives?
and today, like I said, everything is so transparent out there. It's obvious competition here in the real estate market, and the competition is growing every day, and the people are just as vile and just as corrupt, and we now that we have all of everything coming out to light now, and we're seeing that, there's people on the ground here, these organizations, these YouTube organizations that are creating division amongst diaspora who should be unified, who should be coming together, who should be celebrating our ancestry, who should be celebrating one another. But no, that's not happening. There's a lot of money grabbing. There's a lot of land grabbing. There's a lot of black colonizer mindset coming over here, right? And that's, and I spoke 10 months ago on it, and we heard it from a Gambian sister. People are getting dissatisfied. You understand what I'm saying? People are getting dissatisfied because of everything they see happening that's being controlled behind the scenes, the big blow up mostly. I mean, it's so unfortunate here that, you have people that really think that I'm a scammer. Okay. And there has been nothing, no one has been affected by me outside of our investors that were affected by third parties, not between our relationship. It was something else that came in and affected that relationship. I haven't had a direct relationship with anybody where they can say I did something wrong to them and they're saying, hey, Kwesi did me wrong in this land deal. We sell land. I got people staying with me now. I don't put it all on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't have those type problems. We gotta understand takers and givers. Most of the people here are takers. 90% of the stuff you're seeing on YouTube are lies. Okay. I barely even watch YouTube. I wasn't watching it back then. But all of this garbage going on YouTube, all of these lies, all of this mental disorder, all of these these super egos. People are coming over here getting YouTube channels, get that $100 check. You would think it was $100,000. Your blood sacrificed your mama to get some subscribers. I have people, and then, this movement over here is we're coming back home. This is a rite of passage for the man, for the woman, for the man mostly who has been emasculated in Western society. The man mostly because he's the leader of the community. He should be the head of the community. You know, there was a brother that put out a video, RE Empire, back then. And, you know, most of the time people just kind of do reaction videos and follow along the hype. But he came back around. He said, Kwesi, I had to call you to see what's really going on. Then he did a video and he talked about femininity, feminism, right? The mentality where you have to be, you know everything. You want to control everything. And man, my whole life I've been an entrepreneur, and I always have people that come in the door thinking they know how to run a business. You don't have a track record of success in nothing in life, not a family. I've been married 18 years. I got 5 children I got 6 children in the States. My children are world travelers. They were homeschooled. They didn't even see school until the high school years. That's the type of life, I live. Then you got people that try to, come around and say, okay, oh, Kwesi, you don't know what you're doing. The AC is not there. The internet is not working. I mean, come on. I laid a foundation. I laid enough. We had education steering committees. We had a lot of systems in place for people to come over and to have a place to stay. I have someone downstairs. He's been with me for a minute, and we support him. I got at least, 17 people at my compound every day, working in different areas. This is what we should be doing. And many people are scared to or have been scared to reach out because of repercussions that they may feel from the distractors and the negative people. I got people sneaking around, coming to see me, apologizing to me, but they're still scared because they don't want, I mean, it's madness. It's absolute madness. It's a disgrace.
What can be done? Because it doesn't seem as if the authorities are taking any action whatsoever. Let me ask you this, actually. Let me ask you this other question as well. Answer, if you can, answer that question, and also answer this. Does Blaxit wield that type of power where she can influence the authorities in her local area to the point in which she, for all intents and purposes, has immunity from prosecution? Did you hear that?
Could you hear me?
Yeah, and I didn't hear that part. Yeah, I said.
Listen, Juliet.
Does Juliet have the power, that kind of power, to influence people, the authorities in the Gambia, to the point in which it makes her immune from prosecution? That's what I'm asking. Is she immune from prosecution?
No. If there's a class action suit, I heard that there's one that's in place. If there's a class action suit, it's a civil matter, right?
Yeah.
It's a civil matter, so it will have to go before the court. However, if they can prove that Juliet is negligent, Juliet would have to compensate them. So no one's above the law to that degree, but there is a lot of gray area, and this is a largely compensatory society. I'm saying it right. So instead of jail time, you pay.
Yeah. Okay. So she would have to pay, and clearly she has the money to pay. But that's a problem. That's a big problem because she has been the middle person. I know she says she's not an agent, but she's clearly been the middle person when it comes to a lot of these deals. The money has gone through her. Okay, people have been sending their money to her. She had a couple of videos that she made not long ago, a couple of days ago, and yesterday actually, with this guy coming on saying, "Oh yeah, I don't own land. I don't own land. We know she doesn't own land. We know she doesn't own it. But that's not what we're trying to say. We're simply saying that she is not. There is a large group of people that she has not given a good service to. Okay, and they don't have their money and they don't have their land and they're not in proper communication with them. Right. That's three really big things. That is disappointed a lot of people, and a lot of people are now looking at her and saying, "Well, should we? Is it best that we invest through her? And if we do, what kind of assurances can she give?" I'm not sure if she can give any. Actually, in the video yesterday, she came out and she said, "I can't give any assurances. It may take 6 months, it may take a year, it may take 2 years." She was saying this. She didn't say 2 years, but another one of the guys that came on said the number 2 years. It can take 2 years for your land process to go through. Is that the truth? Can it take that long?
With GRA and their processes down there, it can take a long period of time. However, I think the idea, someone posted on the 4-hour live, they said, it's basically like the movement is being pimped. Okay, where you have someone that's, they claim there. Could you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Are you speaking to me?
Okay. Yeah, it's as far as the land processes, at the end of the day, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's evident problems within the processes, within the management, within the Blaxit organization, and all of these problems are self-generated, and there's a lot more that's being brought to light in this situation. You understand? Because if you're behind the scenes and you're doing most to cause confusion, eventually that's going to come out. Okay? I have people telling me all the time that if anybody's been told the story that I had anything to do with the money being lost in the land transaction, I had nothing to do with that. I never the deals that we did with Juliet, we did about 60 deals before we were abruptly cut off and had more deals in the pipeline. We never touched any of that money. We always got our commission through Juliet, and I split that with my partner G. Okay, so we weren't making a large haul. You understand? Because and we were doing it out of love for the movement initially, but when that money came, everything changed up. And it got real nasty here, real nasty, and it continues. It continues. It's not stopping.
I didn't hear that part, but I heard. Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. I'm going to ask you this question. You see this question by Jamal Omar. Why are women leading the charge in the diaspora back to Africa movement? This is a good question, right? Because if you look around YouTube right now,
yes,
you got a lot of women out there, and they are strong, they are powerful, they're typical black women who are, especially the ones that are traveling the African continent alone, they're doing it on their own. That's strength that a lot of men in the diaspora do not have. But a lot of them are tired. I heard Phoenix Rain say this herself. We're tired. We don't want to take they didn't say specifically ADOS men, but clearly she's an African American woman. She doesn't want to take.
Okay.
She doesn't want to take them on her back, and she's tired of being the workhorse in this movement. But
as far as hold on a minute, you said workhorse in a movement. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have a track record of actually helping somebody. And what we're seeing is the same mindset from the West coming over here. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So whatever. So we're feeling the symptoms. I said this earlier. Yeah. So we are feeling the symptoms. The symptoms are coming onto the African continent. That patriarchy is overtaking and taking control. But it also can be argued that Africa in itself, as a whole continent, there is a lot of patriarchy. There is a lot of powerful women on the African continent who've always been controlled. We've had so many queens throughout this world. Some of them have beaten back the we've lost him, but maybe he'll still hear it. Yeah. So some of them have beaten back the Europeans. You know, they've done this.
Oh,
We've had
you
to
cut
at some
you
point.
cut out for a second.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll say it again. At some point, especially in the past, us as black men, we've had to rely on the prowess, the battled hard mentality of our women to give us success, especially in the past. So I don't know.
Okay,
Is
hold
this?
on a minute. Let me ask you a question. We had to rely on the woman to give us success, right?
We have,
Well,
yeah,
the
yeah.
woman, yeah, we know they played a role. You know, they played a role when we brought to the shores and brought to these different countries because the man cannot have a dominant role in the household. So they had to, the woman had the dominant role. He was the one that made the decisions. He the one that was able to talk the master, you know, and that was a part of the plan to put the woman over the man, you know, to produce a boy, instead of a man. That's why they call us boy, and that's why we're still in the boy mindset, and you have boyfriends. That's why you see a lot of these situations where you see a dominant woman, you see a passive submissive man, right? So
Yeah,
you see that. You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's not African culture. That's not going to work here, and that's why we're seeing all of the drama. You understand what I'm saying? How are you going to come over here, right? How are you going to come over here and try to tear down a brother with lies? You understand what I'm saying? Somebody that's doing the most to uplift. You understand? A lot of us are just damaged goods.
Oh, I think we've lost him there for a moment.
All right. I
He's
mean, when we look at the situation on the ground here, we see a lack of male leadership. That's why this thing spun into this whole crazy. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I can hear you loud and clear.
Ebony Repat, you really hit on something. You really hit on something because we love our sisters. I was married for 18 years. Okay, I did everything. I did everything in our relationship to cater to my wife, her mindset, and that's pretty much being a good man, being there every day, and being a breadwinner and being able to give her a high level of quality of life. But there's also a part of that where you lose yourself when you're trying to please something that really doesn't represent.
Yeah, I can hear
I've
you.
seen a lot of abuse. I've seen
That's
a lot of
wild.
abuse. All right, from the women against the men here. Okay, I've seen a lot of abuse. I've seen a lot of public displays of humiliation. Right. I've seen a lot of public displays of humiliation of people. I've seen a lot of emotional abuse. I've seen a lot of verbal abuse. Right. From the people that I was partnered up with against their spouses, against Gambian people that's been working for me. You understand? You know, me and Art, our relationship was over before everything blew up. I was fed up with her conduct and the way she was treating the Gambians here. You know, it's madness. It's absolute madness. It's absolute madness. And it's, you know, you have all of this female energy, causing the most trauma, causing the most craziness. Then you have a lot of these guys that are falling. And bro, I saw everything. I mean, there was brothers that I was talking to, solid brothers that I was talking to months and months and months. Because we had a pandemic, remember? Everything was shut down for 8-9 months. You know, but we had people when we were talking to them. Soon as this lady came over here and started some drama, you see how weak-minded the brothers are. You see how they jump right on the bandwagon with the females. Jump right on it.
But shouldn't we be working clearly together? I mean, this is clearly the women, especially the African-derived women, okay, the women of African origin, they are very powerful. They wield this power to be able to corrupt the minds of anyone, okay? They can do that. But clearly, this is, I mean, I think you would even say that this is something that we should be using together as a couple, black man, black woman, together as a couple, being able to work in symbionts with one another to better themselves as a family. So there is no clashing, okay? There is no clashing, there's no war against the men and the women. It's basically the women in a position where they are not being, I don't even want to use this word, but controlled to a certain degree, right? I think some women would probably even agree with that they're not being controlled correctly. And that's because the masculinity in a lot of men is starting to go away. They're having problems with holding on to their masculinity. They're being masculinated. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, he might still be able to hear me. And I want to, oh, he's back. He's back really quickly. There you go. No. Yeah, sorry, you're back now.
Are you there?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you went out for a
second. Do you think...
Is it
I don't want to blame the women. Are you blaming the women?
You know, listen, we're victims of circumstance, okay? But we can't continue to be the victim, and we can't claim to be the victim while we're being the villain, okay? You know, everybody failed to address the elephant in the room because out of fear of reprisal from female. Look, Kwesi, Omar, you know, people know me here. You understand what I'm saying? And it's our lack of sensitivity towards, we're not coming here to re-identify or to reclaim our heritage. We're not coming here for that. We're coming here as tourist exploiters. All right? Tourist exploiters. And you know, I mean, it's so shameful and so disgraceful. You know, it's like, you know, I don't see it going in a good direction. Honestly, I don't see it. It's just too many people that just, you know, in it for the money, in it for the celebrity. You know what I mean? You know, it's too many people that don't want to address, you know, the issue. You know, there's no men, there's no male leadership. You understand? When all of that stuff happening, you had only a few people that came forward to look to find the truth. You was one of them.
Yeah.
You know,
and I find it very difficult.
We didn't see Blaxit. We didn't see a bag. You know, this is right on your home territory. Shouldn't you have said, "Hey, listen, let's do a mediation"? Or was it good because, you know, that's just another person, because me and Art was killing it. People, the whole movement is largely based off of emotion. Okay, Blaxit has the ability to drive into people emotion about coming home to Africa and injustices in the West and wrongs that was done to us and how we have to stand up and we have to come back home and it's beautiful here. Everything is so great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as people look at that and they buy into it, who benefiting from that? Is the individual?
Oh, can you hear me? Can you see me? Kwesi.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Yeah. Did you see
Yes, could you
this
hear me?
question being asked? I can hear you clear, loud and clear. This is a
Yeah,
question that's being asked by.
Shantae.
Yeah. Could you answer it? I mean,
That's
that's the truth,
Shantae
right? I
White.
mean,
Shantae, I pay my own money. Hell no, Blaxit didn't pay to get me out. I pay my own money to pay the court fees and pay the victim in the situation. All right.
Wow. Because I think I heard that one as well. I heard that it was Blaxit that bailed you out.
Nah.
No. Okay. It's I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who
Now
said
listen,
that. I'm
check
not.
this. Hey, bro, we have people. I want you to share my screen because we have people up here that were investors and they want answers. They want to know what happened. Phoenix Rain and Shantae White came and they destroyed a perfect business opportunity that we have. They are liable for the money that was lost at that time, including money that I invested. Now, I'm going to share my screen just to show everybody what you guys haven't been able to see. And let me know when you see my screen.
Okay. Tay, maybe you would want to answer Kwesi here.
Well,
So I'm going
did
to.
you see my screen?
Everybody sees your screen. Everybody can see
Okay, you
it.
see my screen? You see my
Yeah.
screen?
Let's
We're
have a
gonna
look.
put it
Wait
out
there.
there.
Wait there. Wait there.
This is what everybody didn't have the
No,
opportunity to see before.
I can't see it. No one can see it at this moment. You have to put it up a bit higher.
How about this?
What are you showing a laptop or something?
Yeah.
No, I can't see it because I can only see your face at this present moment. Could you put it? If you
Okay.
could put it in front of your face, then we can see it.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Oh, are you trying to put it up on the screen? Wow. Okay.
StreamYard is sharing. It says StreamYard is sharing my screen.
Oh, really? How the hell's it doing
Yeah.
that?
Stop sharing.
I have no idea how you're doing that.
No, I'm trying to share it with you, but you
Oh,
can't see it.
I need to switch it on. Apparently, I've just had somebody say. Post, comment, layout, private chat, broadcast info. What's this layout?
Hey Tay, why don't we let's go to court with this? All right. I've been waiting for y'all to serve me some papers. I think it's time. I already served y'all the paper. I had to go. I had some personal business. I'm back now. Let's go and let's put this in front of the court. All right. That wasn't air conditioner posted on the website. We're talking about something important.
Yeah.
We don't got time for that.
Yeah, clearly, there was there was some discrepancies in what was being told to the people that were coming there. However, if you know the Gambia, if you've traveled to West Africa before, I mean,
let me tell you this, right? The people who are coming are very ungrateful. All right. This was not about these properties. It was not about it. It was about them, First of all, when Phoenix came here, and I'm not getting into it, he tried to undermine my authority. She thought she know everything. You see the mess that they got going on? They started fight. They was fighting 2 weeks after we got into it. They
I
going
think
back and
so.
forth on. I don't even have to sit here because I knew if I sat back, everybody will see all of this mess that they brought over here and they got going on. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She lost out of money because she wanted to follow behind Phoenix Rain. You're the fool. You see, we had all of these people depending and looking for us, but you wanted to follow behind your home girl. That's your girl, right? Then they started fighting because they ripped her off. And everybody, now everybody, they see all the bullshit, but nobody is saying, hey, oh, we sorry, Kwesi. A few people are coming, but everybody took the side of Phoenix in that situation. Now they see where the real problem is.
So, are you saying that basically? I mean, you guys in the Gambia, you already knew how to sort things out. Are you trying to say that when Shantae and Phoenix came into the equation and essentially disrupted the whole process because they didn't think that the business was being
Hey,
run right? That they
it
are to
wasn't that.
blame for the downfall of everybody else's businesses. And let's be honest with
Hey,
ourselves
listen.
here. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, are you saying that it's them two who are who are ultimately to blame for all this?
Listen.
Phoenix, and Shante.
Well, in the legal world, they have something that's called defamation of character. All right. What they did
Yeah.
was defaming to my character and caused the loss of investment money, including Shantae. So yes, they are liable, and this will be determined in court. I was trying to share my screen here, but I'm gonna stop sharing it. I just wanted to show you something, a breakdown.
Maybe
But
the guys can see at home, or maybe I don't know how to turn it on. So I'm
okay,
sorry,
hold on.
guys.
I'm gonna try to do it again. Hold on.
Um, right there.
Your entire screen, share window. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Can you see that?
Maybe 1 second. I'm going to try something. No, that's not me. Okay. No, I can't see it. But what are you trying to show us? Let us know anyway.
Okay. What I'm trying to show you, all of the transactions on the Excel spreadsheet that I had from January of 2020 to October of 2020. Every single transaction that took place within the organization on my file. This is what the auditor saw, and the accountant from the Gambian Investment Authority. That's what they saw back then. Like it was so horrible what took place. And it was because 3 days after Phoenix got here, she met up with Juliet. She met with Juliet, and Juliet told her, hey, contact me. Contact
I can
me.
see your screen now. I can see your screen now.
What do you see?
You can put up whatever you need to put up. I think you can. There you go.
Can
I've never
you?
seen it
Okay.
before.
Now,
Yeah.
now we're gonna go through this, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me charge my computer.
Okay.
So you see at the top, you see $10,000, right?
Yeah.
You see $10,000. So we pretty much have the debits and credit, and this is from January, beginning of January. So as we go down, we see the property at Bruceby. We see the property leaseholder owner, the property owner, and then we see everybody here in the green. These are people that receive payments from us. This is salaries and wages, transportation costs, water, electricity, water bill, communications, internet, cleaning agent, repairs, legal fees, medical expense. You know, people that come here, I pay for their medical. If they need medicine or whatever, I pay for all of that stuff. This is before investments started coming in. Okay. Now, if you see this list goes on and on. Okay. This is money that I pulled out the ATM. You see these transactions? This is after the $10,000. This is money that I pulled out the ATM myself from my other business. You understand what I'm saying? You have. So as we go down, we start seeing investments here. Here's Judy right here. Here's her transfer. You know, Miss Wilborn. As we go down, we see all the people that invested, their how they spend the money, the conversion rate, the transaction fees, ATM withdrawal fees, all of that stuff is broken down here. Any property that we brought, all right, all of this stuff is here. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions.
But listen, Tay is right now. She's saying that these spreadsheets are cooked. That they are essentially something that you made yourself. I mean, it's true to a certain degree that we cannot.
Let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something. Okay, how would she know that? How would she know that unless she saw these books? She never saw this before. They never wanted to see them because they were too in the feminine energy of coming over here trying to take over. Here's the bank receipt. You see these? These are the bank statements. These are my personal bank statements. All right. So the people that came over there, I had to produce this. Understand what I'm saying? Here's the investor receipts. Everybody that sent money through PayPal. Here's Judy Scott's wire transfer. Okay. I have receipts. All right. Everybody that sent money sent to Art Kathy. This one right here, she sent Cash App. You know, all of these receipts. Here they are. You paid $450. You know, Mr. Rand, right? I have receipts for everything. Now, this is the receipts for the business. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the receipts for the business. And as I said before, I wasn't even really concerned about trying to prove anything because I knew people will see through the whole situation and how all of this came about. And it was pretty much when Phoenix got here 3 days later, we ran into Juliet at the Western Union. All right.
Yeah.
Most of the YouTubers, if they getting it in, they're going back and forth to Western Union to the ATM. All right. So I bumped into her there. She said nothing to me. You understand what I'm saying? She actually kept her head down. But when I stepped out, she made it her duty to put a bug in. Tay was there as well. Put a bug in her ear. Hey, if anything go wrong, call me. All right. So of course, you have people here that's looking to jump on any bandwagon that they can, clout chasing, right? Oh, they wanted to have a problem with me. You're not coming up in my house disrespecting my house. I don't give a damn. You understand? I don't give a damn if you're gonna go on YouTube, what you're gonna say. You're not gonna disrespect me. And when she came over here thinking she knowing what the hell she doing, what they talking about, you only been here 7 days. How the hell you know anything? Ain't nobody had no time to see no damn books in 7 days.
Yeah.
They jumped to the bullshit. And then 2 weeks later, her and Tay fighting. Now they're talking about damn drugs that they importing over here, calling me a damn drug user. All on YouTube fighting over money.
Maybe Tay would want to come on. There's quite a few people that want to.
Listen, I'm not getting into a shouting match with no damn Tay. We can take it up in court on that. We're talking about Juliet tonight. All right. Okay. She doesn't have nothing to offer or give anybody. These ladies are disturbed over here, looking for love in all the wrong places, trying to be Stella, get her groove back, but it ain't happening. It's lost.
Yeah. Real quickly, I'd just like to say thank you for the super chat, Black Heavyweight. Thank you for the super chat. And I'm going to read his question actually. So Kwesi, he's saying Kwesi. So Kwesi is admitting that he alone was in control of the money. Are you admitting that, Kwesi. Oh, he's not there at this present moment. Candy G TV. Thank you. I'm going to put this one up now. I think that's exactly what he's admitting, right? He's admitting that he was in control of all the money. I mean, I didn't want this to turn into a feminine male type battle thing. I didn't want this to turn this way. But, you know, what I didn't want to do is control the conversation to the point in which it becomes stale. I want it to flow organically, right? So if he truly believes that the problem, and I suppose he's probably going this way for a reason, right? The problem in the Gambia, everything started with the women, basically. When the two ladies came over, that was a problem. When Art Kathy was talking bad about the Gambians, that was the problem. That's what messed everything up. And I can see why he's gone down this route. I can see why, because there is clear evidence to suggest that Art Kathy was not doing anything that was good in the Gambia. Basically, that she was not using the people like the Black Acres of the Gambia uses people, but she was using the valor of her tongue to get her message out, to make sure that people were separated between each other, the African Americans and the Gambians, because it was mostly the African Americans, I believe that. Not mostly. I'm trying to get these words out right. So there were a lot of African Americans that supported Art Kathy. You still believe in her ideology, right? They still believe in her. They still back her, even to this day. Candy G, I find it interesting Kwesi doesn't want to answer the questions about his own scamming accusations, but wants to air out Blaxit. As I said, I am an investor. Oh, you are an investor, and I am willing to do an unbiased interview. Yes, I'm sorry. I saw your email. I didn't return. Guys, a lot of people have been sending me emails. I'm going to crunch them tomorrow. All of them. I've just been really, really busy. I'm sorry about this. Yeah, it would be interesting to have a conversation about that. Hopefully, he'll come back in. You're being used. Stick on Blaxit. I understand this. But I wanted the conversation to flow organically. African Fang has a few questions as well, so I'm going to add her to the conversation. And although African Fang, you're not an investor in the Gambia, are you, African Fang?
No, I am not, but sorry because I am busy, so I just have like 2 minutes because you can see that I am.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this. But you said you had a question for Kwesi.
Yeah, I have a question. So I want to go to the Gambia. I am a Gambian, even I am an African, yeah, with a tribe in there, so not in Gambia. So I want to invest in the Gambia. What is your personal experience to tell me who I'm supposed to choose, please?
Okay, I didn't quite get the answer. I know you said you're a Gambian and you wanted to invest in Gambia. What's my personal advice?
No, I'm not in Gambia, but I want to go to Gambia. I want to invest in properties. So do I supposed to go to them, or what do you suggest me to do, please?
I recommend coming over. What I did is I came over, right? I came over. Oh my God. Yeah, I came over for myself. And I met people here. I didn't rely on anybody. You know, I came over and I started working with Gambians. I adopted a couple families here, and they pretty much, were my guide. You know, I didn't rely on anyone from the States or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, I would recommend anybody come over here first, see what you're getting into. You know, anybody you can hit me up. You know, I'm doing other things. You know, and You know, a lot of my I have other businesses and other things I'm doing, but I love to help people. You understand what I'm saying? I love to help people. I'm a builder. I can build a business. You know, I can build websites, databases. I can do all of the work that people have to pay for because I've been through those learning curves in businesses. You know, paying people to do a website and they don't do the job. You know, so over a long period of time, over decades, I've learned how to do all of this stuff, and now I'm actually. Hey, there's a big distraction coming on and it's really taken away from what we're trying to do. We've heard from Tay, we heard from Phoenix. You know, people are wanting to know what's really going on behind the scenes. You understand what I'm saying? These people have grievances about money, and it's not a real you know, but I don't want to get distracted with all of this stuff popping up about art. You understand what I'm saying? Art is gone from here. That's old news. You understand? We're trying to get some clarity on the conspiracy that is taking place in Gambia because of the Blaxit organization causing all of this chaos that you see continually going on. It's so toxic over here. It's crazy. And it's not only Blaxit either. It's all of these underling YouTubers, you know, that want to join on the bandwagon during that time to bring about all this chaos. But nobody want to address when they started seeing the problem come out. Well, a few people came out and started addressing and saying, hey, we see the problem now. You know, a lot of people that invested went in to confide in that situation and shortly found out. It didn't take them a long time to find out where the real problem was. And they started having problems. So everybody that was supposed to come over here and go through a proper channel, they got redirected right into the hands of the damn devil. Right into the hands of somebody that don't know what the hell they doing, don't know what's going on, just got over here for the first time ever on somebody else's dime.
Okay, let me finish because I'm going to finish.
Causing chaos.
Sorry to interrupt because I don't have that much time, so I'm going to finish with this question. Okay, I got there. The Unapologetic Negropean has a business. As I see, it's like the money is going to be given back. But what's the difference between his business and Blaxit business, please?
I can answer this question. Okay. Our
please.
business, we have nothing. We don't know yet. We don't know the landowners. We have no idea who is selling the land. The people who refer us the land to us are the people who want to buy the land. You understand? So I want to buy land in Africa. So I go to, and I saw the land. I've identified it. I know the owner, or I've spoken to the agent. Okay, let's do this. And then you go to oversight. You understand? So I think Blaxit knows the people who own the land. She knows them, which is a conflict of interest, right? So she knows the people who owns the land, clearly, and she wants to sell that land. And this is a big conflict of interest because regardless of how long it takes to sell that land, she's going to ask these people for the money up front when she shouldn't be doing that. And that's a big problem. It's a massive problem. And it's the reason why we've sort of, at Oversight, we've sort of worked things out in a way in which none of the money which is going to the land, which is going to the landowner, goes through us. We don't see it, So that's the difference. We don't make a percentage or nothing like that. We get paid. We charge our client, and then that's it. Our client gets paid over a period of 12 months. Gets to pay over a period of 12 months in terms. And clearly, if things go wrong, if they don't like our service, they can always cancel that direct debit. We just put the power back into the hands of the clients. It's not in our hands anymore. You understand? So that's the big difference anyway. I want to ask you a question, Kwesi. I've got one question.
Can I finish, please? Because I'm leaving now. Can I finish?
Sorry. Yeah, go on. Go ahead.
My insight.
I'm reading Omar Gay comedy.
No, I'm feeling because it's like it's the road works in here, So, as I see what Kwesi is saying, or is I understanding from him, is like not to do businesses with Blaxit at all. And what an apologetic is saying is like, okay, we do the same business, but we're not going to ask you for money upfront. So, and then we see and we talk, and then when we know the land is there, so then we buy it. So you don't buy until we say yes, it's done. Am I right?
Are you asking that to me?
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
exactly.
basically, we don't ask. We ask for a small amount up front, but
Obviously.
the way it works is we need to pay the lawyers for particular things. We need to pay them for the searches. There's certain things that the lawyer needs to shell out for straight away that we need to pay for. So the deposit is 250 euros, but the lawyers are spending upward of 400 to 450, 400 euros for all the searches and all the paperwork and everything. That's before the lawyer's fees. The lawyer's fees we get to defer, so we pay that over time. But everything else we have to pay up front. So that's the reason why.
I think now people know. I
Sorry?
going to leave because now people know a little bit more.
Okay.
Because what you want to say is okay. Thank you very much. Thank you,
African Fan Tribe. Thank you. It's nice for her to come on and speak to us. I wanted to speak about this Candy G. Where is she? Where's she gone? Maybe she'll come on in a minute. But it's interesting that she came on. She had some. Do you know who she is? This Candy G? Because she said she knows you, Kwesi.
Who?
This Candy G. I can't say her real name. She said she's an investor.
Yeah.
She said that she's an investor. I can't see her anymore. Maybe come on. I mean, she said she's an investor. She's left a comment basically saying that.
Well, you know, with Candy and all the other people, as I said, the court date, if they don't see through all the bullshit now, it was very sensitive time. It was a very sensitive time for business here in the Gambia. We were in the middle of a global shutdown. People were sending their money. We weren't sure if it was going to be a month or 2 or 3 months. All right. So we were laying foundation, preparing. All the intellectual properties were in place. We had over 130 bookings. People were starting to pay. Those 130 bookings totaled all of the investment money that was put in. So before anyone got here, we've already booked up 130 dates. Okay. So we've already put the money into the properties, released the properties. You know, we were supporting Gambians, the people that put up money. You got to understand, you know, business is not easy. We were in the middle of a pandemic, and then as soon as people come over here, the first week this drama start, everything was fine before they came over here.
Yeah, but there was no shutdown though when this was happening, right? This happened in November and October and November. If you remember, there was the global shutdown didn't really happen until the global shutdown didn't really happen until February, March, and the Chinese shutdown that happened in December. I was in China when they started shutting it down. So I was on one of the last planes out of there with my partner.
Okay, listen.
That was in December.
You're talking about 2019. 2019.
Yeah. 2019. December of 2019.
Okay. So
Wuhan shut down in December.
Now listen, I'm talking about from January 2020.
No.
It was shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you there? Did you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like he said, Blaxit. Yeah, it was shut down from January to October. It was but we were working. We were here building, laying the foundation, and everyone saw that. We were producing videos. Before everybody got here, I was spending my own money. We didn't start taking in any other money until around April.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
didn't know if they kept on saying 30 days, 30 days. So we're putting money in to support the workers in anticipation for the people to come over. And that went all the way up until October, November. And Phoenix came. She was one of the first people that came after they let the shutdown. So we were waiting. But and I don't want to go off into that topic anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's
but
talk about Juliet, and I want to conclude here because I
I
have some
understand. But
to get
Tay
into.
Tay's here. Yeah, I know. I don't really want to go into this either. But yeah, she just asked that. Tay Tay, listen. If you want to come in, you can come in and talk. It's better to do it that way than for me to continue to put these up. So come in and have a chat if you want to. But yeah, I wanted to go back to Blaxit as well. It's important we talk about Blaxit
Hey,
because
listen, Negro P, I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to sit here and entertain Tay Tay. We've been to the
yeah,
police department and all of that stuff. You know, that could be another. You know, right now we just need to go to the court. You know, they've already been served. Tell Tay Tay to show you her documents. They're hiding away from the my lawyers who are trying to track their ass down. You know, she's been served. We couldn't find the other one, but however, you know, those documents do exist, and we're about to take it to a whole nother level because other people came in and they destroyed the hopes and dreams of the repatriation movement. You know what I mean? This is like really, really something that's like at the highest level of, you know, treason, mutiny. I don't know. There's nothing that it's just demonic. It's just demonic. It's just hate for them to come over there and go on YouTube. People, we already had a negative narrative about Africa. Now we got all of these people coming from the U.S. bringing this bullshit over here, these sisters, and that's all it is, bullshit. That's why I wasn't saying nothing and getting up here because I let other people look at the situation and look at the facts, and it was easily established where the problem was. But we did not get to the bottom of who was really behind it. You know, fanning the flames. You understand? And all of that's coming out now. Fanning the flames to cover up her own scandal. You know, placing the blame on somebody else. Oh, it was him. He, creating all types of drama about other people and around other people's situation, and at the same time doing the most dirt.
Okay. Well, in that case, then we're going to leave that to another time. Then, all right, we're gonna leave that until another time because that is something we are going to definitely have to sort out as well. It's better we just air this out right now and tie it up with a bow and get rid of it. Right? I do really want to get back to Blaxit and as more especially your time there. How long did you work with Blaxit for? How long did you work with her for?
We were together about 8 months, but as I said, we were together 8 months, but this was seven days a week though.
Okay, 8 months. Okay.
We didn't have a day off. We worked every day.
And she was.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. She was pretty adamant that you had somehow that you was in a position that where you was desperate, basically, and that she sort of took you in and put an arm around you and sort of ushered you through back to being in a position where you could start your own business, run it alone. Is that the way things happened?
Well, if you listen to her, and I think by now, her credibility is in question. Like I said, I was here before Juliet, living here. I have, I'm not a person that's hurting for money. You understand what I'm saying? I never was. When I came out of this house, I went out to help the movement. You understand what I mean? We weren't making any money. I have a seasonal business. I make lump sums of money. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a difficult situation for everybody. That's fair enough. Candy G's back. I'm here. Kwesi told
You know,
you.
if you look at it, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. That's the whole narrative of the matriarch. You know, they helping a brother out, helping. You know, he need to get his life together. Let me get him. Let me try to save him. Let me try to build him up. I didn't need none of that. I don't need none of that. I stand on my own. I came over here by myself. I've been married 18 years. I take care of children. I don't need nobody to take care of me.
Fair enough. Okay, so where you weren't living, when you actually left the household and you went away from Blaxit's household. I'm going to ask you this straight out, okay? Did you take any of the information out of Blaxit's, out of her files? Because apparently there's a rumor that it is what happened. That is how you started. How you started your business. You started basically by taking a bunch of her clients, and then you took that and you used that as your base to start your own business.
No. Okay. Now listen. Now you're an intelligent man, and I think a few other people out there may be intelligent. Think about this. I was her business developer. All right. Anybody that look at that situation right now understands that Juliet doesn't have a mindset for business development. All right. So what database did she have? The database that she had was based on intellectual properties that I created. And I was responsible for that data. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You was responsible for the database.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So you're saying you were responsible for the database.
Now,
I can't hear you.
Right. I was responsible for building intellectual property for Blaxit. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think there's just a bit of a delay. That's all.
Okay, I was responsible.
What are you talking about? We're talking about Blaxit now. That's the whole point. The whole point of this conversation is so we can get to find out just how this organization works. And it's clear what he's saying is that she lacks the business acumen, basically, to run a business. That's what he's saying. He's saying that she doesn't have that business know-how to run even a small organization. But she's a good mouthpiece, she's good at marketing the company, and she's good at using this pan-African sort of dialogue to try and win people over to come back to the Gambia. I'm guessing that's what he's saying. Now that he's back, sorry, yeah, you're back now. I can hear you now. Go ahead. What was he saying before you got cut off?
Okay. Where were we?
You were saying something about
the database. About the database. Let me explain something. Before I even met Blaxit, I created a website called Invest Relocate Africa, and it was a beta site for repatriation. I created this site 5 years ago. When I came over here, I developed it out about another 30 or 40% with databases and everything. When I met Blaxit, all I did was gave her a small percentage of the intellectual properties that I created for it. So it's called white labeling. When you have something and it's already put together as a product and you just put another name on it, that's called white labeling. All right. So and when I started working with her, people were inquiring. We had a membership portal. so we can gather data on the movement. How many people want to come over? How many children they have? What's their income? What's their status, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I could send you over the letter about the lawsuit on these damn distractors that's up here as well. Juliet got up there and made a bold-faced lie yesterday and said she sent that lady that cease and desist. The lady said it never came to her. She said it like it was a fact. Say she didn't send it to me. I just sent it over to you, and you saw that was a lie. These women over here are full of lies, full of deception, and full of drama.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Spending the most time on YouTube gossiping, spending the most time creating fake accounts. How the hell you find time as a social media superstar to create fake accounts to attack everyday normal people? You're doing the most. You understand what I'm saying? And you got a whole bunch of toxic, sick YouTubers over here, trying to follow in your footsteps. What you're doing is a disgrace. You know what I mean? And I don't even have much time. I just got up here so I can speak with you a little bit. Maybe we'll go back on if we have to. There will be some court cases.
At some point, I think it's important that we talk about what happened between you guys, Shantae and Phoenix. We get that out, and I'm hoping that she'll come online as well on another day. Right now,
with Shantae and Phoenix, what I'm gonna do, I'll send you over some more information. But there was other people that needed to be named in the lawsuit, so I'm gonna send you over. I think I might have sent you in the past the initial lawsuit information, but there's been a lot of hiding. You got YouTubers on the ground supporting these negative people that came over here. Attack Gambian families. Okay, I have families over here working. These women had nobody working. I'm married in the Gambian family, so they came over here and attacked Gambians. They attacked the Gambian way of life. The peace that's over here, and these women embraced them. These organizations that you see Phoenix running around with, and they got Phoenix Rain with them. They embrace that type of conduct, that type of activity. You understand, and that's what you've been seeing. After the our situation, after my situation, and you continue to go and you were digging and you were getting facts. In my situation, there was no facts in my situation. But many of these situations, you see the hypocrisy of the people that's over here, and it's every day, and it's so blatant, and it's so disrespectful to the people here, the Gambians here. They're saying, come over here. After they're creating a very dangerous environment for people to come over. And that's the story. Damn all the land process and all of that. Are you using your celebrity? Are you using your notoriety to capitalize, to line your own pocket? Are you deceiving people? Are you an opportunist in the name of Pan-Africanism, in the name of patriotism, in the name of citizenship?
How much money did she make? How much money did she make whilst you guys were working with one another? Did she make a lot of money in that 8-month period? Do you remember?
I would probably say it wouldn't have been no more than 50,000.
Okay.
Because we did about 50 sales. 50 to 60, but that wouldn't have all went to her. We all split it.
Okay. And clearly, 50,000 is a lot of money in the Gambia.
Well, I was only getting 30% as the business manager. I would get 30%, and I would split that in half with G. I'll never see the inside of a U.S. court because I never did nothing.
Yeah. And clearly, you had no problems going back to the United States.
Let me address something. I have 3 wives here. I just divorced one of my wives, Now you got all of these people that's trying to get into my personal relationship over here. You know, this lady going around, she's upset because I took additional wives, and her family had taken a large sum of money from me that I gave them to invest. So the next time you guys try to get up here getting in my damn business, mind your damn business about my marriage. There ain't no children. I'm in court right now with regard to my children that I've taken care of. All my children I take care of, well above Gambian, well and way beyond Gambian standards. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, we have
This is all about your own damn children.
we have somebody in the comment section, and I'm sure I've seen this Ali Jones before. It's quite funny, but I'm not sure who it is, but we're gonna leave it there. But they're asking for absolute evidence that Blaxit isn't everything that she says she is. And the thing about this is, I've already said multiple times in the last lives, multiple times I've said Blaxit is not a criminal, right? And I had a lot of people email me saying, you're not being harsh enough on her. You're not. A lot of people want blood, and I'm like, yo, I'm not here for blood. I'm here to tell you how I genuinely think things are going. Is she an opportunist? Does she take advantage of the situations that she's in? Absolutely. Come on, I mean that's clear to see.
Yeah,
she does capitalize on these situations.
Yeah.
But did she go over to the Gambia because she saw other people going over to the Gambia to try and scam people? I don't think she is.
When Juliet first started, when you see the video with her and Watermeyer, Juliet,
yeah.
she didn't have as much exposure. And I think a lot of times when we get in front of the this camera, that it kind of works on us. It works on our mind, and it works on our ego. And as you said, if you get a person and they, as charismatic as Juliet is, and as a business, I mean, he's business savvy, but not in terms of the paperwork and stuff like that, organizational. But she's a salesperson. You said if you were in a situation, you'd be a beast. You know what I mean? I think it's a beast that just got too big because, if you got so many people and they're sending you money and you're writing everything down on paper, and you're trying to keep track, and you're not using QuickBooks and Excel spreadsheets, it gets and then you're scared to let other people come in because, a lot of times when I'm working with people,
I think that's it.
They're not transparent. I know that they're skimming. Okay.
Yeah.
I know they're mismanaging money. I understand as a business person, if the business system's in place, we're going to make enough money to spend. You can't rob Peter to pay Paul. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're trying to, build your house, and you're in a rush to build your house. You know what I mean? And then, whatever else you're doing, you want to have a nice car, you want to have a nice home, you want to have, you understand what I'm saying? That's what everybody's doing here. They're rushing to build a home, but nobody have any income. So they're trying to go to YouTube. They're trying to get donations, which is fine, to build their home, to build their land projects, sending donations. And it becomes a take thing. We should be giving.
Exactly. I think you're dead right with that one. And if at least you're taking money from people, you should be giving them something of value, and you should understand the situation that you're in. You may be in Africa, and you may have been living in Africa, and some of the African business practices, don't want to speak them out, but sometimes they're not on time. Sometimes they do things in their own special way. Sometimes we can allow that to infect our own business minds. And we've brought up in the West, we've grown up in the West, We know we value time, you know, so we try to use it as efficiently as possible. And so, you know, we should keep that. We should keep that method of thinking. That, you know, so we didn't just go to the West, grow up there, and then leave there with nothing. You know, we should be applying our Westernized business practices in Africa, not in Africa in general, but in some African countries, definitely. Look at what the Nigerians done. The Nigerians, not all of them do it in terms of services, but when it comes to money, those people don't
our dynamic. We're coming over, and as you said, most.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the reality of it is none of that stuff is happening. We're not operating as an organized entity. You know, in fact, you know, everyone that's coming over here, they have capital agendas. You know, we're not grouping together to buy land. You know, early on in the process, the idea was to, you know, buy land as a group. You know, find a piece of land that we can get, that we can finance as a group, pay the taxes on it, so people get more land for their money, right? Either you can get a lot. If you spending $2,000, either you can get the lot for $1,000, or you can get 2 lots. If we were to buy the land together, all right. But when you're not trying to do things together, you're just saying, hey, I'm going to sell you land in Casacunda. I'm going to sell you land in Jambanjelly. I'm going to send you, you know, that's dispersed. Now you got people all over the place when we should be together as a community, building an economic community. We did that in the West, you know, so the same thing with property. Anybody that's been in real estate, if you go into a land and you build your house, you have all your money, you spend $300,000, right? Somebody buy a lot on the side of you, they don't have money to build a house ever.
Yeah. Sorry, did you read this? You're reading this one. You only marry additional wives if you can afford them. A lot of men ignore that part. You are a practicing Muslim, right?
Oh, my wives are very well taken.
Okay, good.
Yes, I am. I practice Islam as a way of life and not as a religion. You know, okay. So we know the problem with organized religion and indoctrination. You know, however, Islam, you know, predates the religion of Islam. However, people, you know, but as far as anyone's concerned, yes, I practice Islam. You know, as far as anyone's concerned, what I do with my personal life and my family shouldn't be on the table. If you're not bringing your family, let me see some pictures. If you see my Facebook page and you see my children, you see my family. We just got back from Ghana. I just came back from the U.S. You understand what I'm saying? My family in the U.S. Look at my YouTube page. We live in a beautiful community. We live in Vista Lakes, Orlando, Florida. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody that know me know I'm a serious business person. I you know, and don't worry about my family. I'll guarantee my family doing better than you. My wives are doing probably better than you. You understand what I'm saying? So don't worry about my damn family. Worry about your family.
Let me ask you this question, Kwesi. Right. You're saying categorically that the people out here in the West that do follow Blaxit, that do follow her, that want to invest in her, that want to invest their time in her, are you saying that they should perhaps think twice about doing business with the Blaxit organization? No, sorry, with Blaxit. We'll say that, yeah.
Okay, I'll say this. After all of this madness that's been going on, after all of this madness, after all I've said, if you choose to deal with Blaxit, that's your personal choice, you know, and what they do. Frankly, I don't care if people. I'll never knock anybody hustle. I don't have any problem with anybody, you know, doing a business or making money. I never had that problem. but don't try to destroy me. Don't try to destroy my character. You know, we're over here trying to escape the West. We're trying to escape the drama that's in the West. I was the, you know, and you know, sometimes we can be naive. I guess I was naive when I went out and thought that everybody that was going to come over here was going to, you know, have our best interest at heart. You know what I mean? Especially the main people promoting it, but that's not the case. You understand what I'm saying? And so be it. But Gambia is still a beautiful, beautiful place if you stay away from the repack community.
Oh wow, that's a big statement.
And that's straight,
stay away from the foreigners. Is that what you're saying?
That's straight up. And everybody that you pretty much mentioned up there that you think is cool, they're not cool.
Yeah, wow, that's a big statement.
I got yes.
That is a big statement. And you know, I was wondering that there is division there. Clearly,
I see you, brother. I'll see you when you get back. That's my brother. Him and his wife came through. We sat down and chopped it up when all that drama was going on. But we need strong brothers. You mean the only brother over here that, you know, that's been pushing, that's been making things happen. You understand what I'm saying? I was the business manager for two of the largest vloggers here. All right. Okay. So the only brother here putting it down, and like I said, I got wives here. I'm married here. Who would know the terrain better than I do? Who can point you in a better direction than I can? If I've been here, I'm not starving for no money. You know, I was looking for people to come over here. I paid 2 people tickets to come over here. I had people stay in my house. You understand? I don't live nowhere where you can't stay. My houses are nice. Everywhere I am is nice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That includes. No, you didn't pay for Shantae's ticket, did you? It's just
I paid for Phoenix's ticket. Nobody ain't talking about it. She know I paid for Phoenix's ticket. What the hell she bring out? You ain't paid for my ticket. Come on, that's just talk.
Really?
Go somewhere else and sit your ass down.
Sorry, guys.
Just talking because you came over here and you got with the wrong.
He's broken up. We can't hear you at this present moment. But that is a big statement from him earlier, saying if you come over to the Gambia, focus on yourself. But do you know what? I'm not even sure whether that's how much truth that there is in that. I mean, there are a lot of Gambian, especially African American YouTubers in the Gambia who are just putting their heads down and they're enjoying their lives. You know, they're enjoying themselves, and they're building their lives. And they're happy. They're not having any problems. What's that other guy's name? But like you said before, stay away from them. Remember, I made a video a few months ago about what's the name of that African American couple that went over there? They haven't been there for that long, but essentially they had been burgled. They were burglarized. I forgot the name of them. If you know the name, then you can write it down. But they were burglarized. And they were burglarized, you know, shortly after they started dealing with diasporans. You know, I didn't want to tell people that it's definitely, I didn't want to start pointing fingers. I kind of did, didn't I? I started pointing fingers saying it was so-and-so. Okay? I just saw that it was a bit of a coincidence that it happened on that same time. Yeah, it happened at the same time in which they were visiting that certain YouTube family. No, the YouTube family was visiting them at their land. Their land. Kwesi's come back in. Here we go. Yeah, I can see you, mate. You're back online. You're back. You're back.
Right,
okay. Go ahead. So, yeah. I wanted to get back to once again to Blaxit.
KT, I have 3 cars here. You don't even know me. You don't know me like that. My
Do
own
you,
money.
do you guys ever bump into each other? Do you ever bump into any of these
The
guys?
last time I saw her, she tried to bring me to the cops, and the cops told her because my lawyer, the agent went to serve her the papers at her house, and I had to show him where she lived at. So she went to the cops trying to say I was stalking her, and they talking about, man, talking about I'm after them, I'm trying to do something. Nobody ain't thinking about them. I wasn't thinking about them back then. They sitting up there creating that drama. Oh, Kwesi after me. Kwesi gonna come and get me. Man, please. I was sitting back when that drama was happening. Ask my wife right here. I was sitting here watching YouTube, right? I'm not YouTube. We watch Breaking Bad. I had time to chill because I was doing a lot. I was running ever since Juliet, and I played my part very well. I did it well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever work with Juliet again yourself?
You know, honestly, what I saw come from the community, I really lost faith in the repack community. You know, and I don't choose the deal. I have a few people that have sense, but you know, for the majority of the people that's coming over, it's the same division, the same competition, the same self-hate that's in the West being brought over to Africa. And soon, I'll give it 12 months before something happens where someone lose their life here, you know, in the repack community. You know, so that's because the type of stuff I see, it doesn't make sense. There's no honor, there's no integrity, there's no code. You know, you'll go around people, you know, they'll be talking to you. You understand? It's not, and everybody here knows it's uncomfortable because people are whispering, and it's supposed to be us together, but it's not. It's not going to happen. You know, the best thing to do is to come, you know, adopt a family. Surround yourself with Gambians or native people. You know, I've stayed in places where, I mean, I've stayed at 5-star resorts. I've been to Vegas 20 times. I've been going to Vegas over the last 25 years. First time I went to Vegas, I was 22 years old. Okay. You know, so I stayed at the top resorts in the world, but I stayed places here that I know for a fact. My wife, she would never stay in the places, but you have to humble yourself. You know, I stayed out in the country. I had to sleep on the floor. I had to use the outhouse. You understand what I'm saying? You have to humble yourself. You know, you have to sit down on couches that may have holes in them. They may be dirty. You know what I mean? And things like that. And, you know, every time I'm around my family here, and I go into their environment and go where they live, they always say they like me because I'm humble. I don't turn my nose up to their situation because I come from the West. You know, I don't think I'm better than them. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate where they are. Maybe all of this luxury, maybe all of this materialism has caused us to have this mental disorder, like we're better than somebody else. And the ones in the West, we don't have a culture. We don't have a culture. We don't speak our own language. And you're going to go look down on somebody that's speaking 2 and 3 languages over you? Just because they have a hole in their shoe or sock, or they have secondhand clothes. Maybe you need to put some second-hand clothes on instead of all that fake designer stuff.
Yeah. Let me ask you another question about Blaxit again. Right. So, did she kick you out of the house then, or did you leave the house? Because I'm hearing that
I never lived with Juliet. I never lived with Juliet. I have my own compound here. I've been in this compound 3.5 years. I never lived with Juliet. I stayed over at Juliet's house probably 2 times. We were working late there. When I met Juliet, I was married. I had one wife at that time. So how the hell am I going to live with Juliet?
Okay, that's interesting. But I can remember somebody telling me, but I can't remember the source of where that came from. That you
Nah,
lived
that's
there.
not true. I never lived with Juliet. You got a lot of
Okay.
people just talking, don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, where where should she go? What do you think she should do now? Can she
Well,
continue?
I think Juliet. I think she need to let Adrian run Blaxit.
Oh, do you think Adrian by himself would do a better job than Juliet? That Adrian, I'm guessing you're saying that you need a man to run a business like that.
Everybody, Adrian is the most lovable person that you'll ever meet, man. You understand what I'm saying? Adrian is a stand-up brother. He's a good brother. You understand what I mean? And that's what we need. We don't need people that's rubbing people the wrong way. I mean, that's just common sense. You know, everybody got a part to play. You know, when you have a certain celebrity status, you don't make yourself available to everybody. You understand? Because people, familiarity breeds contempt, especially when you're a contemptuous person.
So are you saying that sort of Blaxit is influencing Adrian in a way in which it's not helping them basically because she's wearing the trousers in the relationship. It's not just in the business, but in the whole relationship altogether. She is
But
the boss.
I don't like to get into people's relationship, but you know, Adrian is he he's a man. And my father always to tell me, he said that, you know, calmness is power. You understand? And when you're married, you know, we have a lot of challenges in our relationship because, you know, a relationship is a situation where there should be growth. And a lot of times there's a tug of war between the woman trying to develop the man and the man trying to develop the woman. Uh, however, like I said, you know, I think Adrian would be an outstanding leader, you know, and it's just too much bullshit, man. It's just too much bullshit, and it's just too much what if. I'm the type of person is what's really real, what's taking place. You know, at this time, I think a change in leadership is definitely in call. It's called for.
Mm, mm.
You know,
So
and
sorry, what are you saying?
you know, we had a business manager when I left Juliet and I went to when I was working with Art. I was okay with working with Blaxit. I didn't want to leave the organization. I had no choice. You understand what I'm saying? Because Juliet disapproved of me working with other people. You understand? So even though I was working with other people, I still wanted to participate and work with the Blaxit organization. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, however, she did not want to have that because she didn't like Art and I was messing with Art, so I had, you know, it wasn't gonna work. And we had a business liaison here, tried to mediate. He sat down with me, he listened to me and things like that. He said, Kwesi, I mean, you really have a great vision. It makes sense, it all lines up. And he was supposed to go back to speak with her so we can continue and try to continue.
Oh, his line's broken. Ebony Repart. I'm not an instigator. I'm just asking the questions people want me to ask. Come on. No, I think he's making a valid
Hey, listen,
point.
you know what?
Yeah. Sorry, what was he saying?
Okay. Oh, what were you saying?
No, I was just making a valid. I was just speaking because your line broke up for a moment there. What was you about to say?
Um.
Are you reading this
Okay.
question?
Well, what happened was, I spoke about it before. We were here at my compound. Blaxit was here, and we had some some high officials within the Gambian municipalities, and we were having dinner at my compound. That's the type of thing I used to do. I used to host people at my house. So we were expediting bringing Juliet home, and we stopped to get some food, and Adrian backed into a white British man car. So Adrian told me to get out to see if there was any damage. So I hop off the car to see if there was any damage. So the white British man, he's coming out. He's berating me. He's saying, "Hey, you hit my effing car. You stupid. You stupid Gambian." And he was berating me. But he was walking towards me. But the last thing in my mind that I thought that was gonna happen happened. So as I looked at the bumper to check the car to see if there was any damage, in which there wasn't, the British man, he cold cocked me in my face. He punched me.
Wow.
So by the time I stood up, he was running away, but I was already been down. So when he hit me, I had to stop my step by putting my hand on the ground. I didn't know what hit me. However, that night, a melee ensued. All right. There was multiple people involved with the melee. All right. Multiple people got injured. One got a white British man got injured seriously. All right. With everything that happened. But it was because of an attack that took place on me that led to a big ruckus. All right. So without going too much, I talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I talked about it a little bit because that was the same day that I brought my land in Jam and Jelly. That's the same thing I brought my land in Jam and Jelly, right? No, the white boy ain't knocked me out, but I'll tell you what, by the end of that night, I was detained by Gambian authorities, and there was a lot of injuries as a result of that. I'm far from somebody you're going to put your hands from. If you don't know about the tri-state Northeast, it's not going down like that. Nobody going to put their hands on me. So you can save all that. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
That took place. And
fair enough. Kwesi.
You understand? So there's a few things going on over here. That happened to me, right? I had to sell my land to compensate the man that was hospitalized. I had to sell my land, right? I had 2 plots of land at the time, and the judicial system here works quick. It got to happen within 14 days. They give you a certain time frame. Okay, you have to pay the court fees and you have to pay your victim. So at the time, I invested a lot of money in the land. Nobody helped me. I paid the money to clear the situation up. Okay, I haven't had any issues over here. I haven't had any problems. I'm a peaceful person. But if you put your hands on me and you come near me and my family, be prepared. You understand what I'm saying? Be prepared.
Naturally.
All right. You don't know who you deal with. You don't know what I know. You don't know what I can do. You understand what I'm saying? But this man, it was almost. I saw other British here disrespect. We got into a situation where it was almost a confrontation between a white British man, a little girl, and a Gambian guy. And Art spoke about it.
It's not. it's not surprising at all. I'm not sure if if you
Uh-huh.
viewers are aware, but a lot of English people in general, will go to Gambia. For them, a lot of them are just outwardly the bigots, and they go there particularly to sort of be their devilish selves. You understand? To indulge in racism and all that sort of thing. They go there for that particular reason. It's really weird.
Well, the first time it happened to me, we were uh, we went out to sell some. We were creating these vases out of glass. We grew a whole bunch of flowers around my compound. I created a website. This was in the early days, and we were selling vases with the flowers in them. And we went to a restaurant in Senegambia, and there was a British man there, and he was like, "We don't want that here. You guys are fucking crooks. Gambians, I hate Gambians." He was speaking very disrespectful. And from where I'm from, they don't talk like that. I'm from Connecticut, which is a tri-state, New York, New Jersey. Even in Atlanta, even we don't have that. So I'm looking at him, and I'm with a Gambian guy, and I'm with a Gambian sister that worked with me, a beautiful sister. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, if this was in the U.S., somebody would have, assaulted this white man. And that was the first time. And then the second time, I was actually assaulted by a white British, tourist. That he had so much hate. But like I said, by the end of that night, I think everybody knew that, there's other people here that's not Gambians, and you're not gonna put your hands on us. You understand what I'm saying? You can talk all of that rhetoric, you can talk all of that hostility, but you're gonna put your hands, somebody's gonna get killed.
Of course, needs to happen.
And after
I
went through that situation, it
needs to happen to the people.
After I went through that situation.
Yes. Go ahead.
After that happened, I went through all of this stuff with Blaxit, only to have Blaxit conspire to undermine, to defame. These people wanted to see harm come to me. I was getting threats, but I wasn't worried about those threats. But I was getting a lot of threats against me. You understand what I'm saying? People came because they thought I don't know what they thought, but all they heard was, "Oh, Kwesi's after me. Kwesi's trying to somebody."
Oh.
Okay. Next, you're gonna repeat. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, right? These people, at the end of the day, we are setting a horrible example for anybody looking on. Who in their right mind would want to give automatic citizenship to people that are coming in, exploiting the locals, exploiting the land deals, exploiting their own diasporan people, right? All in the name of Pan-Africanism. There was people killed in Ghana behind that.
Guys, just to let you know, tomorrow I've got a live, and it's about what Kwesi is talking about right now, about the exploitation of the Gambian people. More specifically,
Yes.
the Gambian youth, because at this moment we have some YouTubers who are taking advantage of the youth, and we're talking about 14, 15, 16-year-old children who are being exploited by a certain YouTube family, and they're using them. And yeah, we're gonna talk about this one tomorrow. We're actually going to talk about it with the Nigerian contractor that he fired last year. Oh my gosh, is that last year already? It was last year. No, it was this year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was this year. The Nigerian contractor that he fired. So we're going to speak about that tomorrow for sure. And we're going to speak. I mean, if Kwesi would be okay with this, I would like to speak with him again as well about what a lot of people wanted to talk to you about in the comment section about Phoenix Rain and Tay Tay, because clearly they have a lot of things to say to you. They haven't finished, and
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
Ask Tay and Phoenix Rain to come up here and explain their dispute. Ask them to explain the dispute with African property. Ask them to explain all of this drama that's going down at Moles, the fight and all of that craziness they got going on. You know, we're done deal. I distanced myself. The best thing I did was distance myself from that community. You know, people, you bring them around, you bring them in your house, they try to tear you down. You know, you try to help them, they try to tear you down, and that's all it is. You know, and you got these people up here with these mental disorders, don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know, sitting behind YouTube, just trying to support negative people. You're not over here. You made no contribution over here. You're not doing nothing to empower Gambians. You want to stop making stupid comments and go find something else to do.
Okay.
All you're doing is agitating the situation that we need to be diffusing here, because at the end of the day, this is not our country. Just because we have 400-year ties to this country, there's people that have 2 and 3 year generational ties that's fighting over land. How are you going to come 400 years later and think you should be entitled to citizenship? No, there's a process. What contributions have we made as diaspora to any African nation where they say, you know, we may have done it in a few, Liberia at one time, but you see how that turned out, right? Are we making the contribution that we can make?
There's a lot of foreign intervention there, though, right? And we as diasporans, we should know
definitely.
how.
And here as well.
Yeah. We should know how they work. We should know how the foreigners do work. What's his name again? Gosh, Go Black to Africa. Is a gentleman that's touring the African continent at this current moment. He would know. He has a lot of information about how the US military works and their policies when it comes to African nations. He would know this. Absolutely, you know, because he was.
Listen. You have multiple. Listen, you have multiple government agents that's here on the ground. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not gonna say anything else. All right, you know, people. You know, like I said, they don't have to. We create enough drama. They're just monitoring. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we create enough drama. And no telling who's on the payroll. You know, what the hell are you doing over here bringing ghetto, you know, attitude, and you're over 50 years old? Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a because you know, I can't even, you know, I can't even sit up here any longer. I think I said enough for the evening. You know, we can continue this dialogue. I'll send you over more information. And thanks for having me on. And you know, God willing, man, I want everything to be out in court about everybody that had anything to do with all of that madness 10 months ago.
It's been a long time coming.
We need to put it live.
It's been a long time.
And it would have been earlier if we didn't have the interference with the initial audit. There was interference there. Hey, what up, bro?
Yeah.
I was staying on a little longer now.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
want to. There's a few brothers. There's a few brothers that really came out and supported and saw the shit for what it really was. You know, these people over here talking about B1, they B1 with the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of people that were supporting you in the comment section. I'm quite surprised. I am surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. But that's a good
What do you
thing.
mean
And
before?
what I'm hoping you will do is I'm hoping you will come back and finish this off, because I know we've been talking for almost 2 hours, over two
This is
hours. But clearly there's a lot more that needs to be spoken
yeah.
about.
This is what I want to do. I think we should get a panel of lawyers. We should get a couple lawyers to come in to see this out, to
I
see
could.
it all the way through, to make sure that those are responsible for this disturbance in the movement, this huge disturbance, this huge unrest that was brought. You know, we need to get to the source. Well, I send you over information. We know that we have people here on the ground that's causing deception. You understand what I'm saying? That's causing drama, that's causing lies, and that's causing a hostile environment where people, you know, like I said, I was threatened on multiple occasions. You know, people talking about they're going to come over here, you know, that was sympathizing with those lies. It was a couple, you know what I mean? One particular brother, I'm very disappointed in the way that he came off, and and he's supposed to be, someone that's out there now trying to do things here. You know, that's why I like, there's a few brothers that came through, man. That's why I'm not really trying to get too close and really trying to deal with people because they got two faces. You know what I mean? And it's for no reason. You know what I mean? They just come and jumping on the side of the bullshit because they got a lot of bullshit going on with them. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing out of 90% of the people that's here on the ground. And it's not going to be a productive thing because everybody's creating all this competition. And as a result, you have warring going back and forth. And then you have the stragglers that's just coming here, just, adding on to any confusion that they can get into. You know what I mean?
So clearly,
God
you
willing,
should be. Okay. In that, so you're saying basically that there shouldn't be an open door policy. It should be the opposite. That the Gambia is a small country, and they should be highly selective with who they let in through the door. That's what you're basically saying. Yeah, I might agree with you on that one. Kwesi.
Let's see. We have someone online. We have someone online with us.
Yeah, Yossi.
Yes. Well, I'm.
Hey Joseph, go ahead.
I asked for the link to have a say. There's typical people in the chats, in all these YouTube chats. There's a typical behavior, and Kwesi already touched it. There's a typical toxicity I came in to say that I know Kwesi before all this drama. He has plantations, I assume. He does way more than he actually says. But you see in the chat that people don't want positive. They don't want progress. People want drama.
No.
And you
yes.
European Negropean bro. I know you also from before the drama, and
I know.
you are a drama catalyzer.
No, I do you know what? I don't make it. I communicate it, right? I communicate to the people what has been going on. And a lot of people, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people, especially a lot of scammers, have been communicating to the people that I am talking about gossip, when the reality is they just don't want me talking about them and about what they've been doing.
One
So-
example. One example is sitting right next to you in the screen. He just he's out of. Oh, there he is again. One good example is sitting right next to you in my screen. To me, it was so fucking clear that what happened to Kwesi was a takeover. It looked planned, and I went through exactly the same thing. In my case, it wasn't planned. It was the last resort of a covert narcissist that already that I was grappling with for 2 years already. And I'm frequenting the same area just south of Gambia, and I went through the same shit. The last resort that these females have is a smear campaign, and the typicality in Phoenix Rain, her smear campaign, I went through that same shit. Look, the quote is almost exactly the same as how she behaved on Facebook. Look what a black man does to put a black woman down, and boom, the whole conscious HOTEP, and that's HOE space TAP, the whole HOTEP community is after you. They want to kill you because you hate the black woman. It's insane. And actually, I understand this behavior from our females. We black men should go for a place of world power, and it is not there. It's all about the attention for the black female. It's not about her. The man and the woman sacrifice for the next generation. It's about the children. It's about the next generation. You don't repet to make YouTube videos. You repet for the children of your children. I'm tired of this drama. I'm tired of this shit. In this area, Gambia and the south of Senegal, there's huge opportunities there. Unbelievable. And what do we do? Look at me on Facebook. Look at me, you know. And I think I actually was sorry to when I saw the announcement. I unsubscribed from your channel a long time ago, but still I get notifications, and I was sort of disappointed to see that Kwesi was appearing on your show. We should get off of YouTube, meet each other, and do serious things. The things in that area are too big for this bullshit. The opportunities there to fix our nation worldwide in that specific area is too big for this bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair enough.
Hey,
you know,
this is a brother. Well, you know, like I said, you know, from day one, you know, when all the drama, I mean, an intelligent man would have been able to see through the drama. At one time, like I said, I didn't take any of it personal because it didn't reflect only on me. It reflected on us. It reflected on us as a community. And it really made us look bad in the eyes of the whole. I mean, this reached all the way over to East Africa. And you're talking about a petty dispute between, you know, a couple people that haven't had any revenue. A couple investors, a small group of investors that don't have any revenue. You know, this affected the African economy. It affected the consciousness of people who thought that Africa was an escape. Africa was escape. However, well, no matter where you go, you can't hide from yourself. And we have some deep-rooted problems in our community. People have some questions for me. This guy, his name is James Wayne Jennings. You know, I can take some. I will take questions. I'll take anybody. I will not get in any shouting matches with my accusers. If Juliet want to come on, I'll speak with Juliet, Adrian, anybody outside of the drama that we've already been through. You know.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay. I've got Wayne Jennings on the line.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few questions for Kwesi.
He's not.
I see he stepped up. Okay. Kwesi, I
Yeah.
have a few questions for you. Number one, do you own any land in the Gambia, right, as of now?
No, sir.
Did you steal money from people for land in the Gambia?
No, I wasn't. I never had any. I never sold any land outside of Blaxit. So I never did any transactions as an individual. Just a few transactions with. I have a few people that I work with, but I never stole any money for any land. Could you be more specific? Do you have a name?
You said that Blaxit made about $50,000 when you were with her, and you got a 30%. Right. Did you get 30% of 50,000, or 30% of a bigger figure, of which Blaxit got 50,000, and you got some more, and you got the rest?
Well. Listen, if the total land sales are 50,000, you have what's called a margin. Okay, so with a 30% margin,
hold on. It was a simple question. Did you get 30% of a larger figure, and she got the balance, which was 50%? I don't want you to go into a business.
No. Listen. The gross was 50,000. Okay.
Okay, that's all I want to know. I can do the math. So 50,000, I figure out 30% of 50,000. So she didn't get 50,000. You said before that she got
No,
50. It sounded like she got
that was the gross. We grossed 50,000.
Okay. Did you con people out of money through a membership program for your Africa program?
Hey, you asking questions? No, there's no payment for no membership to be a part of anything that I was doing. You have to be specifics. You gotta, you can't talk in generality. You gotta be specific.
I'm going by what you said just a few minutes ago, that you had a website and you're a big businessman and you had something going on before Blaxit. Isn't that what you said?
That's not what I said, but your question do not pertain to that. Your
I'm
question
asking
is
you
off topic.
because people are saying that you're a scam artist. I'm asking you questions to determine if you're really a scam artist.
I would ask you what people are saying that. Now you have to tell me who's saying that so I can address the question.
I can't give you the real names because they have handles on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm finished with this conversation. Because you're asking questions that doesn't have any basis.
You want softball questions from UN, but I'm not taking your bullshit. You're a scammer too. You are a scammer too. Don't go around the world and tell us about your Las Vegas life and Orlando. Just quiet. I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak.
Listen, hold on. Listen. No, we don't want to hear you.
That's what you do.
We don't want to hear you. No, sir.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't want to hear me. You don't want to hear. You don't want to hear the real.
Could you?
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I don't want to hear this guy. Let's
we don't.
Talk some shit.
Sorry, can only be one person at a time talking. Afridamus has just.
I'm not speaking with this guy. His capacity, he don't have the intellectual capacity to spar with me. I'm not going to sit here and listen to him and his unfounded facts and his speculation. So if you bring someone up here that has an intelligent conversation, I can engage. If not, I can disengage.
Yeah. He was asking questions and you were answering the questions.
I've been online enough to know scammers, bro. I've been online.
Is that Afridamus?
No, that's me. That's Wayne Jennings. Sorry, that's Wayne Jennings.
Okay, hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. You over on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, I'm in the West Coast of the United States.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice of you to join us. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I've been watching and following, and for all the people that come out and try to call the unapologetic Negropean, they calling him a hypocrite and a drama queen. I want these people to understand something. You're doing a service here because you see these people, they came to a country where the people do not have access to technology as they do. So basically what I'm seeing as a Gambian, they've hijacked the name of our country, and as it stands right now, this is affecting the image of our country negatively. You see what I'm saying? So I want to thank you, the Negropean, for your relentless efforts, trying to show people what the truth is. I have seen, when I saw Juliet, from the beginning, I knew there was something shady about her. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I have joined her live stream before, and I've asked questions. And I know usually my questions are very direct with people, and it throws them off because maybe they think I'm trolling them or whatsoever. But I'm just speaking, from a Gambian point of view. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I see it as a duty to stand up for the people that do not have the voice to speak for themselves. When I saw those two ladies, is it Phoenix and Rain?
Phoenix Rain and Shantae.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, man, Gambia, we are in trouble, because you know what? They brought that ghetto whole, culture to our country. You see what I'm saying? Because they are standing in front of camera, speaking on behalf of Gambia, in the tone of that whole culture. And also, Mr. Kwesi Boyd, is he there?
Yeah, Kwesi Boyd is here.
Can he
He's
hear
there in
you?
the room.
Can he
I
hear
had
you?
him muted. He can hear you.
Okay.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to push back on what he said, that Adrian is a stand-up individual. I think Kwesi Boyd is being dishonest, or maybe he doesn't know what the true definition of a man is. Because if he's a stand-up man and a real man, how can he end up marrying his own mama? You see what I'm saying? Because Juliet is like his mama. No real man would allow that to happen. And right now, what she is doing, the Negropean, you are very close. I want you to keep pushing, because she's coming up with videos, exploiting Gambian youths. I've seen these videos, I've seen her pictures, but I want Mr. Kwesi Boyd to be honest and let us know how much of a beta male Adrian is. Because if you don't say that, the things you're saying here, I'll have to question your credibility. You see, because I've heard a lot of things about you, and I've seen you speak, and I've seen you associated with other people. But one question for you, Mr. Kwesi. I am a Gambian, born and raised there. White people have been coming there for tourism. We've never had issues with them. And the way you're saying they degrade Gambians, right? I've never seen that, and I don't see Gambians complaining. Do you think you guys
Oh, okay.
are
Hold,
just
hold on, sir. Sir, what's your name? What's your name, sir?
I am Afridamus.
Okay. Now let me say this one thing.
Let me
You said
finish it. Let me finish
no,
it,
no,
sir.
hold on. You said that white people. I let you speak. Let me speak.
Sir,
You said that
just
white
let me
people
finish. You would
come here for
understand.
tourism. You said white people come here for tourism, and you haven't seen any problems. Don't you realize Africa was colonized centuries ago? All right. Don't you realize that Gambia is a tourist destination for British people? And you're going to sit here and question my integrity. And you sit here blindly to the situation in the country as far as the exploitation of Gambian children, as well as Gambian import and exports. Now you're going to sit here and question my person. You're going to question my business integrity. You're going to question my business integrity and my ethics based on my personal
don't get
opinion
emotional.
of
Just
individual,
answer
not
it.
what I've done business wise. Bro, I can't talk to you. That's why I haven't been on this YouTube. You guys are intelligent. Don't even come up and try to. Don't
I
even
already have
me,
videos
brother.
on the sex
I
stories.
told you. Hold
Time,
up.
gents.
Listen,
Time.
you a Gambian? Come on, bro. Go do your research, bro. You understand and see what white people has done to Gambia and what they continue to do in
Everything
Gambia.
you're saying, I
Okay,
already
Okay,
have.
so don't you question?
allow
Don't you
Afridamus. I'm going to
question
allow
and say that
Afridamus to
I am
speak
a
now.
scammer? No, hold up.
One moment.
Okay.
Sorry, Afridamus, go ahead.
Here's the thing, as you guys can see, Mr. Kwesi here is very touchy, and he looks like he's hiding things. personally, coming at me, just puts more hole in your credibility, because you don't know me. I've already spoken about these things. I am very much aware of the colonization of Africa, but it's no longer colonized. So do not bring that to me where you guys try to use this colonization talk. We're no longer colonized. Okay? Who's in charge in the Gambia? Who's the president? Who's the cabinet? The people, either they are competent or they are not. That's what I believe in. So you don't know what you're talking about. Let's talk about business, Kwesi. So Kwesi,
okay. Then let's allow him to answer back to that. Okay, Kwesi. So, how do you answer that? I mean, he's questioning your business acumen, basically. He's because the reality is that, I mean, you're still in the Gambia, right?
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. He's questioning my business acumen. Let's pull up our stats, okay? What business experience do you have? What business accomplishments do you have to even weigh in on where I am as far as my business acumen?
But, he's on mute now, so we can't, because I need to.
We have a lot of people that have experienced business people that have.
Go ahead.
And you win. I'm not getting into no shot. We came up here about Juliet, and I swear I can hold an intelligent conversation, but when the conversation, there's a lot of discrepancies in the conversation. There's no way that I can intelligently address a person when their thoughts aren't properly aligned according to a subject matter. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing I can say that will make sense to him, because what he's saying, he's talking about Africa is no longer colonized. What are you talking about? It is colonized. The foreign nationals control the ports.
It's just colonized in a different way, right? Afrodamus, you there?
Yeah. See.
Listen, I really
see. The problem is with this Pan-African talk. Anytime you want to bring up the facts, they start deflecting and talking about Africa is colonized whatsoever. Okay, let's forget that. Let's talk about what you and these other black YouTubers are doing over there in Gambia. Are you guys contributing to the colonization, or you're trying to rid Africa off of the colonization? Because you guys yourself, you seem like you guys are worse than the colonizers.
Okay, I'm going to allow him to reply to that. Okay. Go ahead, Kwesi. Did you hear that?
Okay. Yes, I did. That made perfect sense.
Yeah.
That made perfect sense. Okay. And unfortunately, I would have to agree. I would have to agree with him. He asked the question, what are we doing over here? Are we positively contributing to the culture and the economy here? And I would have to say no. And I mean, when you look at the leaders of the movement, and you've been integral, and you're very important in that. Like I said, you're someone that is going to ask questions. There's a lot of people out there that's scared to come out with information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody that was working for me when this stuff happened, they were so scared. They never seen anything like that. I felt so bad for them. They were coming under attack. I had, and it's horrible. It's a lot of wickedness in the U.S., and in the black community, in the diaspora community in the UK. A lot of division. We're nowhere at the level of our African brothers and sisters who have appreciation for their culture, appreciation and respect for their elders, a responsibility for a mindset for future generations, and then, bringing that over here and then putting it out on social media, we stick out like a sore thumb as far as being a part of the problem and not the solution. So I would have to say, when we look at imports, because I'm a numbers man, and I understand the basic necessities of life is food, clothing, and shelter. And an individual who does not produce that It's basically a consumer. And when we look at the ports, it's all controlled by foreign nationals and not Gambian brothers and sisters, foreign nationals. And on that lineup and on that list of foreign nationals, African Americans and African Caribbeans and Africans in the UK, we're not showing up on the list as far as contributing to importing or manufacturing anything, which we should be doing. What other contributions have we come over here to make? Just to build a house, to have a YouTube channel? No, the streets aren't paved. You know, the people are undernourished. You know, the economy is not moving like it's supposed to because people need, you know, basic skills. I teach people basic skills every day. You know, I have people over here, we're trading stocks and cryptocurrencies and things like that. And, you know, we have chicken farm. We're making chicken burgers to distribute and bananas and, you know, so that's the type of thing that when I came over here, I gave of my resources, of myself, of my knowledge freely to teach, to give, and not to take. That's me. You understand? If you look at my record and you look at my YouTube channel from 4 years ago, you'll see me in this compound. I have older videos up there. But I haven't been posting. I'm not a YouTuber like that. But if I had, you guys would see a lot more. You know, I had an internet cafe. I would let the kids come in and you know, get on the internet for free. You know, I support many families here. I did back then. I still do. I have 3 wives here. I have 3 children here. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I take care.
I mean, it was very interesting. It's very interesting to hear you and Afrodamus. Afrodamus being a Gambian living in the United States of America, and you being an American living in the Gambia. It's and having these opposing sort of thoughts on how you think Africa can move forward, but you both agree that that the diasporans that have been coming over there have not been positively impacting, haven't positively impacted the country overall. Afrodamus, what do you think we can do? I know they're listening.
Yeah, I know Kwesi probably thinks I'm attacking him, but I'm glad he sees the point, you know, that I'm trying to make. Yeah, it's easy to come online for people to start pointing, saying sex tourism, that over there. But now, what is our own accountability? Because people are making videos saying they are going to Africa to help. So if you're saying this place is already a garbage, you see that it's a garbage. Now, are you helping to clean the garbage, or are you gonna add on to the garbage? You see what I'm saying? So that's my whole point that I'm bringing to the forefront. And with this fraud thing, Juliet should be called out for exactly what she's doing. People shouldn't be dancing around, you know, talking about cease and desist. You know, all that cease and desist is fake. And that copyright thing she's putting on YouTube, all those are fake. So she needs to stop. Because if anybody has even seen the video I made about the Kunta Kinte Day, the guy, Lamin, in the video, he went and searched for my phone number. He called me, in fact. He called me. He started calling me names, you know. I mean, he went ghetto, Gambian ghetto on me. Started calling me names, you know, accusing me of being an agent. Because, you know, for some reason, black people, we like to accuse, you know, people. You know, when people expose things, you call them agents. I invited him to come on the show and talk, but he didn't. He pretended not to know Juliet. So that tells me that, you know, this guy knows something. You see what I'm saying? He knows something. So I commend, you know, Kwesi for even coming out here, you know, to stand the ground and reiterate it. But I want you to know, I am not against you. I just want to see something positive happening in my country. If people can contribute to that, there's no need to tarnish our image, you know, because this is affecting the country financially, you know.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, I'm happy. Sorry, I'm going to allow Kwesi to talk. So yeah, so Afrodamus,
definitely.
we heard that. You heard that.
Afridamus, and I was. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Yes.
When I came over for day one, I appreciate people. Okay, I can see the simplest person and see the value in them, and you see a lot of simple here. People aren't complex. You know, people are simple. You know, they don't have all of this drama going on and all this past pain and all of this past hurt and all of this past trauma that keep presenting itself and coming up in our life to the point where we can't maintain healthy relationships between husband and wife, you know, wife and husband, brother and sister, neighbors. So I speak when I talk to people, I'm going to speak to you like you're a human being, not like you're less than I am. All right.
Okay.
Everywhere I go, you know, as far as here in the Gambia, you understand what I'm saying? And people that know me, they know that they say, Kwesi, you're not like the rest of them. Kwesi, you're not right, because I'm a giver. Anybody that know me and they can just, you should be able to see it. But we got a lot of people that's just poor judge of characters. You understand what I'm saying? But you should be able to see it. Okay. Y'all don't see everything. Y'all see a little bit. But as I said, you know, I'm married into Gambian families here. I'm committed. I have Gambian children. Masamba, you know, Adam and Allison. I have 2 sons here and a daughter here. So I'm definitely, you know, committed to making the new a brother said I was with Blaxit and we were talking about the citizenship, and there was a Jamaican brother on the panel when we was at Solomon's, and the Jamaican brother said, you know, the real repats will be the children. It'll be the children that we have here, not the ones that's coming. That's the one with all the baggage. But the ones that come here and marry and have the children, that's going to be the real repats. And I agree with him 100%, because the ones that's coming rotten to the core.
Okay. I have to agree with you on that one, actually. I haven't heard that before. I'm looking at the time. I've got 13 minutes, and I want to just see what... I know Jose is still here, and he's been very patient. Thank you for holding on, Jose. 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 Yeah, Jose, you still there?
Yeah, just call me Jay, okay?
Okay, Jay.
Just call me Jay. So
Okay, Jay.
what is this? Is this the closing?
I know the happy companion personally. All right. I know the happy companion personally. You guys don't start up here, start talking about stuff, and y'all ain't in the Gambia. You need to come over here. There's a lot stuff going on. You don't know. So those, you know, there's a lot of people up here just making YouTube channels, you know, to for self vainglory, clout chasing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, a lot of these brothers, man, you know, I just had a conversation. I had my first wife here. She posted on a video, right? And I tell the brother, hey, this is my wife, man. She's up here wilding. So at least out of respect for my marriage, being that you know me, you know, you're supposed to delete that. This is not a random person. This is my personal marriage. You understand what I'm saying? Don't try to exploit my personal marriage. You know what I mean? And on top of the fact, that's only going to put her in a situation where that's going to be used against her in court. You know, when it comes to that, you understand what I mean? Yeah, I better stop propping people up, man. Don't let me get on it. You know, I'm just chilling. Real bad boys move in silence. I ain't got to run around. I ain't got to try to prove myself. You know what I mean? I have a great life, always had. You understand what I mean? And you know, you guys keep on following behind these people, man. That's showing you they don't care about you. They just want your money. You ain't sending that land money. They ain't trying to talk to you. They can't talk to everybody. They don't have no plan outside of selling you a piece of land that ain't right. That's happening all over.
Yeah,
Fair
Tay
enough.
was bragging. Tay was bragging about 50K Dalasi, and that's not even $1,000. It's we're swimming in it, and that's why we don't see it. It's like oxygen for humans. We don't see it, and because it's so rampant in our diasporan communities. This toxicity, this low expectation from each other. We're operating way too small, and at this small level we have already this drama. It makes a grown man cry.
Listen,
Yeah,
now, as I was explaining to Negro PN, I was talking about last year from January up until late November, October during the global shutdown. Right? Was it shut down just so we can make sure we're on the same page?
Yeah.
Last year, yeah.
Okay, so that's the time I stopped working with Blaxit around February, and started working with Juliet. Hold on, yeah, around February. That's when I stopped working with them, and then at that started working with Art. And what I couldn't do, or what I wasn't allowed to do with Blaxit, was I was able to do with Art, because Art was a little bit more flexible as far as she doesn't micromanage. You understand?
Yeah.
Like I said, what they call it, the curse of genius. Art's a genius, Juliet's a genius. I recognize genius in my people, but then there's always that other side. You understand what I'm saying? Like I heard it said, they like R. Kelly willed his celebrity like a rapist wields a knife. And you have people that's wielding their celebrity in a similar fashion, and they're raping the hearts and soul of the diaspora in the name of Pan-Africanism.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the real pandemic, I believe the real pandemic is personality disorder, and that's what I wanted to say earlier, Negropean. You once said you are experienced. You had a narcissistic partner, but still you let people use you as a so-called flying monkey. The real deal is these personality disorders, and it's almost logic that it's rampant in our community, because the way the diaspora is, the lifestyle that we have is permanent second class or lower citizen, and it's a breeding pond for personality disorders. And that should be always in our agenda when we organize things together. We should take in account that the possibility that we have, when we come together, that there are two-faced peoples, and they can't help it. It's a disease. There's nothing that other people can do except avoiding them.
Hey, and you see that person.
Hey, avoiding contact with these people is the solution.
There's a couple fake accounts up here that's replying. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I'm sure about that.
I think at the end of the day, anyone that's coming over here, I think at the end of the day, if you plan on repatriating over here, come and adopt a family. Like, come, find a family, go in there, support a family. Before I came here, I was sending money over here every single month. Every single month for 2 years, I was sending money here. In the second year, I sent a large sum so that I can get this property, but I adopted a couple families. I wasn't in the US like, oh, I didn't expect to get anything back. They can do a little bit of work for me. I've sent them, $100, $200, every month. And I told them, just wait until I like, hold on, I'll come back. Once I come back, I'll get a compound, I get internet, and we can work. And that was actually the first sister that I met over here. I married her. When I came over here, I wasn't playing around looking for some beach boys and looking for boyfriends and sleeping around with people. The first sister that I met that I established a relationship with, I married her. That was 3.5 years ago. I with her. You understand? And since that time, I've been in the house. I haven't been down Senegal and running around Gambia, drinking and wilding. And, I don't live that lifestyle. I'm a very focused, disciplined person. I get up 6 o'clock in the morning every morning. I have a routine I go through. I do martial arts. I play the piano. I know multiple language. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that about me. There's no need to know that. You know what I mean? Unless you're in my environment and you're seeing me do that. However, at the end of the day, somebody like myself that's over here, that's laying the foundation for other people to come, to have that undermined. To have a brother that's over here that provided hope for many people. People used to tell me all the time, hey, I don't like the person that you're working with, whether it was Blaxit or Art. People used to say it. I don't like Juliet. I don't like Art, but I like you. You know what I mean? You seem like you're the only one that have any sense. And that's what it's looking like today.
Yeah. Guys, I've got 5 minutes, so I've got to wrap this up. Okay, guys. I'm actually going to say thank you to Jose Bronze for coming on and having a word with us. And then, Kwesi, listen, I think we need to, like I said before, I do want to talk about, I know you may not want to go too deep into it, but in another live, I think it's good for us to just get this Phoenix Rain, Shantae stuff out there. I'll invite them on and we can just talk this out like grown-up adults.
At this point, there's been so many people who, like I said, I send you over some information
and that's
that
what else
shows that it was
exactly.
I send you over information. I have more, and for the people that are listening in, there was people who were sending me correspondences, private correspondences, and I was seeing everything that was taking place. And you had members of the Blaxit organization, and high members within the Coalition of African Descendants that were conspiring and planning. Julietta tell you she was in corporate takeovers. She was in all of that. You understand what I'm saying? That's what she did. She know how to undermine a business. She know how to work behind the scenes to undermine a business, and then to catch the overflow, or to catch and that's what happened when because we had a lot of people coming towards us. They saw how we had everything packaged up. That's what it's about. It's about being able to, first of all, have an audience. Art was able to do that at the same level or better than Juliet because Art was diverse. She had a lot of content, and we're just talking about business. We're not talking about her as a person. She is just as critical as Black America as she is of Africans, but she wasn't in America. She was here. And there was multiple times where, people was like, hey, this Art Kathy. And we had to get her out of there. So it's apparent that, although she have the ability to attract diaspora, her content is incendiary here. All right. And that's why she's no longer here. But she represents that demographic that is highly volatile, and highly violent, and, highly rude, and highly disrespectful, and highly arrogant. You know what I mean? Us brothers from the UK and us brothers from the US, we got an arrogant swag about ourselves. I was sitting down with an African family, and they were sharing with me some things, and they were in a very impoverished situation. And most of the time, they want to accommodate us. So it's almost like a degree of where they feel bad they can't accommodate us to our level. So you have to deal with that. But in this conversation, they had such a high sense of pride when they were sharing with me about our culture that we don't have. They were sitting down, they was like, oh, Kwesi, we can do this and that for you. And they had this sense of pride about themselves. And they were trying to hook me up and put me into a good situation. You know what I mean? They were actually talking about introducing me to a wife. They was like, we got a wife for you and things like that. We want you to marry her. but you might not like her, because you guys don't understand in the West how we do things over here. It's okay for you to have another wife, or two wives. You know what I mean? But that's just some of the cultural background and experience that I have in terms of being here and being humble and taking my blessing for what it is.
Okay. Kwesi, I've run out of time now. I've really got to end this now. I'm sorry, guys. I want to thank you for coming on once again and showing us telling us your side of the story. It's well appreciated. And
how many minutes? Okay.
It won't be the last time. Okay. Thank you very much for coming on.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Guys, I've really got to shut this down now. Unfortunately, I was supposed to be on for 2 hours. I keep doing this. It's like 2 hours, and it ends up being 3.5 hours. I have got to go. But, right, like you heard him say, I think it's important that he talks about what happened last year. We're going to talk. I'm going to ask Shantae and Phoenix Rain if they want to come on. Feel free to come on. He's going to be coming on to give us his story about what happened with regards to Shantae and Phoenix. I would really suggest, if possible, if they could come on as well, we can talk about that and try and get this out of the way. And if you've got proof, bring the proof, because at the end of the day, guys, there's no point in us just coming on and having a shouting match with one another. There's no point in doing that. If we're going to have an intelligent conversation, let's have an intelligent, grown-up conversation about what happened. And if you can bring the proof so that the other person cannot deny that certain things happened, then we can talk this way. Because there's no point in doing it this way, right? So yeah, guys, I'm going to shut it down there, guys. Listen, I'm going to leave this on for 5 minutes, okay? I'm going to leave on the comment section for 5 minutes. So if you want to talk amongst yourselves, please go ahead. But I'm going to leave this here. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I want to give an extra special thank you to my Patreons. And I'll see you in the next one, guys, okay? And it will be tomorrow. And it will be with the Gambian contractor, okay? And that is Solomon, if you remember him. Solomon. He's got a new YouTube channel. I'm going to discuss that with him. But more importantly, we're going to discuss about workers' rights in the Gambia, because the way some of the diasporans have been treating the Gambians is just disgusting. Disgusting. And so we're going to be discussing that tomorrow. But you'll see anyway. I'll put up a link. I'll put up a link to his new YouTube channel. If you can follow him as well, he needs the support as well. It'd be really good for you to support him too. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, guys. Until the next time, please think twice. Ta-ra a bit. Thank you for joining me.